Hey everyone, welcome to Snarf Talk with Chris.
And Jerry.
And this is our podcast where we give you a behind-the-scenes look as we create a comic book.
We're going to talk about TV, movies, comic books, and hopefully have a lot of guests, other writers, creators, and friends.
Check us out at snarfcomics.com. You can check out our blog and follow along with everything we got going on. Also, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Snarf Comics. And please subscribe and leave a review on iTunes.
Enjoy the episode.
And we're back.
Yes, we are.
Snarf Talk after dark.
After dark. This is the first time that we've recorded when it's actually been dark in a little while.
Yeah.
Since it's been summertime.
Pretty late.
It is. It's 2 hours later than we normally meet.
Yeah. Because we had a little Snarf field trip.
We did. Yeah. Is that what it is? A field trip?
I guess.
Snarf field trip to the movies.
To the movies. I bet we'll be talking about that.
Yes, in the what you're watching section.
In the what you're watching section.
We have strict sections that we adhere to. And what do you... We have a special guest as well.
Oh, yeah.
He's not really that special anymore.
Did you guys go see Spider-Man without me?
No.
No, we didn't. Nope, we didn't see Spider-Man.
We tried to, but our children led a revolt.
Toy Story?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Toy
Yep.
Story.
Very understandable.
That was the issue, is that Toy Story was mentioned, and then it was all downhill after that. We tried to con the boys into watching Spider-Man with, like, I was showing them the trailer, and we were talking all about it. I'm like, Grady, you love Spider-Man. Like, it's great. Me and Grady went and saw Homecoming together. He loved it. Nope. He's like, no, I want Toy Story. I'm a little boy.
Bryce did the same thing. He had an option, Spider-Man or Toy Story, and he just...
Did you see Toy Story?
No, I haven't yet.
Oh, okay.
I asked his opinion.
And you were just like, well, guess we're not going then.
It's pretty bad.
That's exactly what I did.
It's pretty bad when you guys
Don't have
invite us
time.
out to the movies and we have to take an entire row of the theater.
We did. Yeah, we did.
And we didn't even we left two of them at home.
Yep. Yeah. Isn't it sickening?
Yeah, there's too many kids.
It's unbelievable. And then we were talking, Amy and I were talking, you and I have talked about this before, but we have every age range from 1 to 7.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's,
oh my God.
Yeah. It's literally like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's
Yeah.
strange.
That does not sound enjoyable to me at all. I'm sorry.
So
we're getting out of it. We're cresting the hill here of,
I think so.
you know, even at
Self-sufficiency.
even at 2 years old, it's a lot different than having, you know, a baby. Like Graham right now, we just like throw Skittles on the floor and go somewhere. I was like, you're good.
Just
Don't worry about it.
give them the pack unopened and it occupies way more time.
Oh, that's true.
Because they'll
Good
end up all
point.
over the floor no matter what. So
That's a good point. And then it eats up like at least an hour and a half of his time to chew it open.
So, dude, your fourth appearance.
Yes,
How do you
thank
feel?
Oh, I feel honored.
And
I enjoy it.
You were supposed to be here last week, but
Yeah, well, you know, duty calls. Gotta
we were
take care-
waiting. We were waiting patiently for you.
Oh, well, I gotta take care of the taxpayers' money.
We literally sat here till like 2 a.m. Like, you think he's coming?
yeah.
And then he never showed.
You sat here
again.
drinking till 2 a.m.
No, we didn't. We were home. We've been getting home pretty early.
Oh, yeah.
Actually,
It's been great.
because we're so efficient at podcasting now.
Yeah.
We really are.
Podcast professionals.
We're getting, like I said before the show started, at what we do with this specific podcast. People may do it differently. I don't know. But what we do, we got it down now.
Kind of the best in biz.
In this area, definitely. Like within a 5-mile square radius, we are definitely the best at this.
Got it down.
I can guarantee you that. Probably the town of Mazan.
The town of Mazan. The town of wild roosters.
Yeah.
I would
there's-
say, dare I say, all of Grundy County.
You can.
I bet we're the only podcasters in Grundy County.
I doubt it.
No, you don't think so?
I bet you there's someone hidden there.
Yeah.
I bet you we've got some Twitch streamers hanging out.
Oh,
in there.
definitely.
You think so?
Yeah.
Like playing their video games.
I seen when we were leaving, you had a little Red Dead Redemption 2 up on your game
I haven't
box.
played it in a while, but I started it.
I saw
played it for a while.
achievements unlocked.
It's said that for a long time, and I literally have not played it since probably December or January, something like that. But I do like some Red Dead Redemption.
I hate when you get into like really in-depth video games and then you take like 6 months off.
Same here.
And then you get back into it and you're like, I just got to start over because I don't remember anything.
It feels that way because you don't remember how to play it.
I loved it. I just got so bored doing the same crap.
You played Red Dead, didn't you?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I haven't played the second one yet. I have it.
I didn't play the. You're talking
Two.
Yeah, I have two. I played it. And
Yeah.
I got through the beginning snow part
Yeah.
to where the game actually starts, and then I haven't played it since then.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do to earn money. You do the same thing and the same thing and the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got bored.
You can. But you could specialize in like one thing. Like I know a lot of people did like hunting, like they'd hunt all the time and sell furs, but you can do other things than that. I didn't really get that deep into it either.
Little interest in that. The problem with those types of things is while I'm bored by them and not interested, I feel compelled to do them nonstop.
But there's nothing better than lassoing a whore
out
of a whorehouse and dragging her down. Just keep dragging her until she dies.
Dude, we can't use that word.
Don't say those things.
It's a video game.
The W word.
It is a video game.
Random person in a bar and dragging them down the street.
Don't they like call them that though in the game?
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Do they?
It's the old
I didn't
West.
know if you could do that anymore. To be honest, like in today's day and age, can a video game still say things like that?
It's a good question. They
Or would
took
they
all the W's out of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride and Disney.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they shut down the ride. Actually, when you guys were there,
we couldn't ride it.
We couldn't ride it because it was shut down because there's a scene in there where the pirates are like chasing whores around in circles, like selling them. They have like an auction.
They're actually not whores. They're just women. After they sell them, they become whores.
Well, maybe they're just slaves at that point. But
in
any case, they're holding an auction.
Yeah.
And I think finally Disney's like, yeah, we better not do that.
Probably shouldn't do that.
So they like changed. They didn't like change anything. They just made all the women into like pirates.
That makes sense. I mean, saves money.
Yeah. So
that's kind of a funny ride because the ride started first, then they made the movie after the ride and had to go back and redo the ride.
Yeah.
To resemble the movie.
Yeah, they put Johnny Depp all over in the ride.
Yeah.
Oh, they did?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jack Sparrow.
Huh. Johnny Depp goes to the ride?
Yeah, he's there personally.
And he plays all the characters.
Yeah.
He has, really?
He has.
I didn't know.
I've read that, yeah.
He has gone to the ride and surprised people and they think he's...
In character?
Yeah, in character.
They think he's an animatronic and he just starts walking on the boats. And
wow.
Yeah.
I will say, I think...
It would be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
in all of Disney,
awesome.
I think that's still my favorite ride.
It is?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been on it.
I mean, some people would be like, "Oh, it's cool, but it's not a roller coaster. It's just a slow boat ride." But
is
I
it
just
like
we didn't go on it.
yeah, you didn't go on it at all, did you?
Well, I remember as a kid, but being kooky, and that's about it.
Yeah, I like that ride. I got some nostalgia for it.
Is it like the Small World ride,
It's a similar concept where you're riding a boat around and there's
Yeah.
various scenes around you, but
That's it?
yeah, that's the only similarity.
Creepy animatronic characters.
I mean, It's a Small World is creepy.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Yeah, my daughter hated it.
And it's
She
annoying.
like cried. She was crying.
Mm-hmm. She's like flipping out. Well, the only reason we went on it,
And she's not like, she was like 9.
Yeah.
And crying.
She was 9, yeah. And, well, when we went on it, remember the line was so short because it was raining. You're like, we need to go on this right now.
Yeah,
So
I told you guys, I'm like, if you want to go on this, which I highly recommend we don't, but if you want to,
really?
This is the only time we can go on it where
my
the
wife
line
was
won't
like,
be 2
"Let's
hours
go."
long. Because that is the dumbest ride in the world, but the line is still like an hour long.
Oh my god!
Why do people go on this ride?
well,
Because I've never heard anything good about it.
Because it's nostalgia.
Yeah,
of
it's just
Disney.
nostalgic.
And you hear "It's a Small World" 1,000 times the entire time.
And it's
you're at
long.
Disney.
It's a long ride. It's like a 20-minute long ride.
It was forever.
It's that long?
It's long.
Holy crap. I've only been on it one time. I know I've been on it, well, at least one time. Probably twice, maybe. I'm trying to think.
We will not be
Either
doing
way,
that.
it doesn't ring a bell to me like if it was good or not. So
Yeah.
obviously it wasn't that good.
There's a bunch of those. That's the thing that gets you. Like, if you're gonna go once to Disney or like once in every very long time, you want to go on everything.
Yeah.
But
I would
since
agree.
we've gone relatively frequently, we can just cut out the stuff we don't want to go on. But like the last time when we went with you guys hadn't gone, so I'm like, well, we got to go on everything because they haven't
want
been
to,
here.
yeah.
Yeah. Not that you wanted to. It's just like
It was fun. It was worth it. I mean,
it's fun. It was. I keep a tight ship in my Disney trips.
my wife has already said she's not going back to Disney unless Chris Harford comes with us.
Here's the problem with me and Marley's Disney trips. We don't like screw around.
Yeah.
Like you're there all day. You
Right.
get there an hour before the park opens, and you leave after the fireworks.
I was fine
Oh,
with
really?
that.
And you don't
Oh,
stop
yeah.
anywhere in between, except for the scheduled breaks.
But it was great.
Oh my gosh, that's hardcore.
It was great. I mean, we saw everything we wanted to see. That first day was long, I gotta admit. I mean, we didn't get back to the house till like 11:30, and we were up at 5 in the morning.
Well, the problem is, okay, so this isn't normally like this. It's when we went with them, it was spring break. All right.
Oh, my
and it was
gosh.
like 2 days after the time changed.
Yeah.
So on spring break, they open an hour earlier and they stay open an hour later. So the fireworks are an hour later than they normally are.
Yeah.
And the
Oh.
park, instead of opening at 9 o'clock, a manageable time, was opening at,
8.
I think it was even before then.
It was 7:30 because we were at the park and it was dark out. It was
Yeah.
like 6 in the morning.
Plus,
Holy crap.
plus the time
with
change
all the kids.
Yeah.
had just happened, and you're losing
losing
an
an
hour
hour,
there.
yeah.
So yeah, it was a little rough. But when we went back last year, park was open from 9 to 8. It's perfect.
Well, and
Yeah, that's not bad.
Well, and it wasn't our spring break. It was for whatever reason, Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas. They all took spring break a week before Illinois did, or this area. So everybody there was from Texas, and we will not be doing that again. I'm going in February. It's low peak when there's no people there, and I don't care what the weather is in Florida. It's better than Illinois.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
The weather
for
is
sure.
great in February in Florida. It's amazing. It's like 70.
yeah. Not
perfect.
humid.
Yeah.
Not as humid.
Oh,
Now,
It's
like
a little-
right
there's not snow.
yeah, there's no snow, but
There's no
if you went
snow.
there right now, it'd be probably pretty
I
miserable.
would not. You couldn't. You could pay me enough money, but I wouldn't. Erica, I love you, but I'm not coming to see you in the summer in Florida.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, I don't know.
But no, and that's what's great now. Unless we're going with people that haven't gone, it's like we can skip a bunch of stuff and take your time and not
Yeah.
be like so
We'll be doing
trying
that
to
next
do
time.
everything. But then it'll be Star Wars is open.
Can't wait.
Oh my gosh.
Galaxy's Edge.
This August 29th, Galaxy's Edge opens in Florida. It's already open in California.
Well, I had told Marley, I'm like, we're not going to Disney next year because we just went this year. And then she reminded me that Star Wars was opening, and I go, we're still not going to go. And she goes, remember when last time we went, we bought an annual pass. I got an annual pass for Marley because we were staying off property.
Okay.
And if you have an annual pass, you get free parking, which is $20 a day.
Oh,
And
nice.
you get 20% off all your meals. So I'm like, well, by the time we get all those discounts, it's like it would have been free to get the annual pass for one person. So we got her the annual pass, and she's like, well, I mean, I got a free ticket to go back, so we got to use it. I'm like, yeah, well, then we got to buy 4 more tickets.
Right, you still got to buy 4 more. So
There's nothing free in this world.
No, especially not Disney.
no, Disney is not.
They have
free.
it down. They have it down better than casinos in Las Vegas. How to get your money?
Oh, yeah.
Oh
You
my
just-
gosh.
you just give it to them.
Oh yeah,
Especially
you
when
literally.
there's Buffalo Trace Coke slushies involved.
There is
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
all over the park.
In,
I thought
in
Disney.
Epcot.
I was
In
gonna
Epcot.
say because I
In
thought
Epcot.
the Magic Kingdom doesn't have
Well,
booze,
They
right?
do now. We drank at Bell's Castle.
Bell's Castle. Be our guest.
Be Our Guest restaurant. They have their, with dinner, you can get beer and stuff. They're all French beers. It's kind of cool.
It's very good.
Oh.
Really
But
good.
now I think even since then, you can actually buy beer at Gaston's
Mm-hmm.
Tavern to like
They're-
walk around with.
Oh.
They're starting to cater more to parents because they realize
Definitely.
that
All the other parks, there's beer, there's booze
like,
everywhere.
everywhere.
I mean, there's carts.
Well,
Awesome.
so to give a quick little backstory, it's our 5th day at Disney or in Florida, and we really weren't going to go to Epcot. Me and Krista wanted to sit by.
Well,
the
you guys
pool.
weren't going to go.
Well,
Yeah.
and then you guys were definitely going because it was the Flower and Garden Show. Is that right?
Yeah, it was a flower and garden show, and I don't know. I don't remember why. We had bought 5-day tickets just
Correct.
in case.
Yeah.
And when me and Marla were like, well, we're just going to go for like half a day. You guys don't have to go.
Yeah. Well, he said,
Yeah.
well, I'm like, Krista, it's just a half day. It's just a half day.
yeah.
She's like, all right, let's go. So we went.
And Epcot's an easy park to do.
Well, and just the Flower and Garden Show. I mean,
It's cool.
Krista has her flower beds are immaculate, and it was really beautiful to see. Well, then it's like noon. The kids are getting hot, and we hadn't even gone around the world yet. Chris goes, let's go around the world.
I said, let's just walk around the world and then we'll leave.
It's like an hour. It's an hour. I'm like, all right. So we get to Mexico, which is on one side of it, and they have rose margaritas. Like literally, they take a rose petal and mash that fucker up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so it's like 85 degrees out. We're drinking rose margaritas, and
feels so good.
Well, I think that was
so
we were going to
delightful.
walk around, and I think I don't know, Krista didn't want to or something. I'm like, well, we'll get a margarita and then we'll walk around.
Yeah.
We'll
And
still
then
be out of
Krista
here
was
in an
like,
hour.
oh, okay,
well, she saw
absolutely.
all the orchids in Mexico because they were out in full bloom and they were beautiful.
Yeah.
And after that, I can't remember what the next country is, but we found a beer.
Didn't remember anything after that.
I think it was Norway after that.
Yeah, we started drinking.
Every country, basically.
Yeah.
We missed a couple, but
Yeah.
by the time we got to, well, first of all,
Oh, boy.
right in the middle is, I think
America.
we went through Italy and some other, we got drinks in all of them. Right in the middle is America. And by that time, we're like, oh, we got to stop. The kids need to eat. So we ordered. First of all these countries have like what you would consider, I guess, to be like some sort of native cuisine.
Okay.
As street food. They have restaurants, but also like street vendors selling like, in whatever that country is known for.
Yeah.
In the U.S., the street food that they're selling is funnel cakes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of sad.
So it's like carnival food.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So we sit
Carne.
down, we get the food, the U.S. food, which is like chicken strips and ranch.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
And me and dude go in and
That's
we're
what
like-
America thinks of America.
America.
so we go in and we're like, well, I went over what the drinks are here, and we look up and it's Buffalo Trace Coke slushies.
Oh, greatest thing ever.
It
Greatest thing
sounds
ever.
good.
So
it's 85 degrees out and
Yeah.
hot. Oh, it's awesome.
You can capitalize on a slushie in Florida when it's
Well, as
summertime.
we're leaving America,
Yeah.
we got a Buffalo Trace Coke slushies, and guess what else we found?
No idea.
The oldest brewery in America, Yingling.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
so we got-
Do they
continuing.
sell that in Florida?
Yeah.
I thought that
yeah.
was only like
No, it's
Upper
the
East Coast.
Yeah, East Coast, which Florida is.
No, I know, but I thought it like ended in the Carolinas.
So it's everywhere in Florida because a lot of East Coast people go to Florida for vacation.
No kidding.
It's everywhere. But so me and Chris are walking through the rest of the world with a Coke slushie and a Yingling in our hand,
That's
pushing
nice.
strollers.
Yeah, dancing.
Yeah,
Dancing. That's-
dancing in Morocco.
I was wearing Minnie Mouse ears.
I don't remember
great.
the UK at all.
No, so then we go to like France. We got more drinks there. We keep going. By the time we got to UK, things got pretty fuzzy.
Yeah, I remember the Rockabilly chick
Yeah.
who's saying this was March we went, and it was her
That's fun.
fourth trip to Disney, and we're like, why would you come here on your vacation? And she's like, well, why wouldn't you? I'm like, okay.
You're like, I don't have a good answer for
The
you
reason
right
we saw that girl is because earlier, first of all over Disney, you'll find girls like dressed suggestively either taking selfies or having other people like shoot them, like
Yeah.
for
Like
Instagram models,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yep.
And we had seen her earlier doing that like on the bridge somewhere, and then we saw her in the UK. So we're like, hey,
Instagram chick.
Instagram girl.
Oh,
And we kept calling her Rockabilly chick. Anyway,
Was she like rockabilly'd out?
Yeah,
Like
oh, yeah.
that type of wear?
From what
I guess I don't even
remember,
know what
yeah,
kind
it's
of
kinda
wear
fuzzy.
that would be. What
I
is
don't know.
that?
I don't even know. We
Does she
knew
have
it.
like a leather jacket with her
No, she had
hair?
she had her boobs all pushed up and with the 50s dress. I mean, she looked good.
Oh,
But
that's what I do on a Saturday.
push your boobs up and put on a dress.
Yeah.
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 UK was about the end when we realized we got like Canada left, but we kind of skated through
You're
that.
like,
Yeah,
screw Canada.
Canada's like
Marley
one
and
of the cooler
Krista
ones.
just went, we got to go now. Like, why?
Sorry.
Why?
Super sorry.
We're fine. We're fine.
Yeah.
So
Anyway.
there's our brief tour of Disney.
Yeah, it was great. It's great.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I will go soon.
Moral of the story is have Hartford do your Disney trip.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I've got some news. You want to hit in the news?
Before that, I want to comment
Oh.
since we're
Yeah.
talking about drinks.
Okay.
I got this new reviewing these new beers. I got.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
it's the Texas Summer Heat Collection
All right.
from Shiner.
Oh, nothing finer than a Shiner.
They got 3 flavors in there:
That's a good
cherry limeade,
All right.
prickly pear,
Prickly pear.
Ooh.
and
How's it-
sea salt and lime.
Really? Sea salt and lime would be good. I bet you was.
That's
like
the
a
only one that's
margarita.
tolerable.
Really?
Oh.
The prickly pears.
This
not?
is dog shit.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh man. What's it called?
Well,
Cherry
Chris,
what?
tell us what you really
Shiner
think.
cherry limeade. It's garbage.
Oh man, people from
Yikes.
Texas are going to not listen to this podcast.
No, I love Shinerbach, but this is not good.
That's not good. Did you try the prickly pear?
It's equally as bad.
I mean, that sounds awful. I don't know why you would have a beer.
I actually drank these on the 4th, so I knew they were terrible, but now I feel like I want to just get rid of them. So I'm
So you're
drinking
just-
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Just
Jerry, what are you
slamming them
drinking?
down.
So Jerry, what are you drinking tonight?
I got a nice refresh water
Oh,
over here.
okay.
Oh, that's a Nestle. Oh.
No, this is
that's Nestle.
Signature Select.
Oh, that's a Jewel. That's a
Jewel Osco, yes.
Jewel Osco water. Wow.
Yep. If
Highbrow.
Jewel would like to sponsor this podcast, we would be more than happy to accommodate.
Yeah.
Man, highbrow. You're
Yeah.
highbrowing us. Jewel.
I'm trying.
God, I drink.
I'm a jeweler myself, so
Well, I don't go to Jewel for very much, but I stopped there after work one day and
I'm
I
not
needed,
going to sponsor the
I
podcast
needed,
now.
I needed water,
Way to go,
so I
Jerry.
got their cheap
I
water.
eat their sushi all the time.
They
do have good sushi
They
there.
do not
actually.
have good
It's
sushi.
not good.
It's actually pretty
No,
good.
it is
It's not good.
I
at
only
all.
had it there one time, and I thought
is
it was
tolerable at best. It fills the void.
good. Aren't you the one who said they have? No, you said Burkhart's.
Burkhart's has okay sushi.
Oh, I'll have to try that then.
Hmm.
I thought it was good when I got it at Jewel the one time.
Well, you have poor taste.
I guess so. But didn't you just say you stopped there and eat it all the time?
I do, but that doesn't mean that's a good thing.
It's not good.
Oh,
It's
so you just punish yourself with
kinda
terrible beer and
Hey,
mediocre sushi?
Yeah, that's
it's
right.
kind of like Taco Bell's good Mexican food. It's
Oh,
not.
no.
Yeah.
But
See?
Taco Bell's still good.
Yeah, it is.
So you understand.
Chris and I had multiple Taco Bell nights that got really ridiculous. Do you remember the whole?
We did?
Oh my gosh! Don't you remember I found a whole chalupa. I think it was a chalupa.
No, I
Or
don't
a
order.
a gordita.
Gordita.
No, I don't
What's
order
the
those.
big round thing?
Oh,
burrito?
Crunchwrap Supreme.
Crunchwrap.
Crunchwrap
Okay,
Supremes
so I
are the
found a
shit.
whole one of those in my car when I had that Taurus. We had went out to the bar one time, and I don't know. I drove you home, and then I went home, and then the next morning going back out to my car, there's an entire Crunchwrap Supreme sitting on the floor, your sunglasses, and there was like lettuce everywhere in the car. And I don't
Sounds
know
about
why.
right.
But I've remembered that a couple times.
So you asked me what I'm drinking.
Yeah,
What are you
drinking,
drinking?
dude?
I am
dude?
drinking the greatest invention for the keto diet ever.
And
It is 0-calorie Gatorade and vodka.
this Gatorade though has 0 sugar, 0 carbs, 0 calories. It's like 0 everything,
Yep.
and it's not too bad.
Is it as good as Monster and vodka? Because that's pretty good.
Well, there's lots of sugar.
No, Monster Zero Ultra.
I've never had that.
I am not a Monster guy, so I don't drink
I'm
them.
not much of a Monster person either.
I am a
I had a
Monster.
bad experience with a Monster lemonade / tea. That wasn't a Monster. It was a lemonade / tea energy drink / booze, and I mixed that with vodka to get rid of a hangover. And my hangover went away like that.
Yeah, because you were drunk again.
Yeah, because you were like
Exactly.
trash.
I had a good drink last night. Rayanne had made. It was Busch Light, frozen lemonade concentrate, and watermelon vodka.
That's summer beer. Aaron was talking about that.
Yeah, all mixed together. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Anyway,
Cool.
news,
Well,
Jerry?
there's the
You got
drinks.
some news? I got
Oh,
a
yeah.
couple news items myself.
Got a bunch of news, man.
I got a little bit of what you're reading that's going to take a little bit of time, too.
Okay. Well, I'll try to burn through this, but I mean, there's some big things that we need to talk about.
Perfect.
So, Daisy Ridley, right? You've heard of her before, right?
I have, yeah.
She is, what's her name?
Ray.
Ray. That's right. Why couldn't I think of that?
Just
Ray in
Ray.
the new Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
Ray Skywalker. Yeah.
She's apparently, well, that's up in the air.
But that's something that I have in my news too. So let's.
She's apparently signed on to star as Batgirl.
Oh, really?
Oh, I didn't know
thought they
that.
killed that movie.
No,
No.
it's up, ready
So
to rock and roll.
Joss Whedon just
That's
dropped out, or is
So,
he still in it?
Well, here I've got it. Hang on. It's Christina Hodson. She
I've heard of
she
her.
wrote Bumblebee, and was hired by Warner Brothers in 2016 to pen the screenplay for the forthcoming Birds of Prey.
Oh, okay.
So she wrote that too.
Well, I thought Bumblebee was vastly overrated. Personally,
I never watched it.
I haven't seen it yet.
But she wrote that. It got really good reviews. So
yeah,
I mean,
but it wasn't very good.
Warner Brothers liked it.
Yeah, the first Transformers was great. After that, everything was dog
So
shit.
Joss Whedon left, and Warner Brothers gave it to her to rewrite, and she's apparently written all of it, and now they're starting to put people in their spots, and Daisy Ridley signed on as Batgirl.
I could see that. She'd be a good
I think
Batgirl.
I think that'd be really good. She's a good actress.
she'd be very good, Barbara Gordon.
You think?
Yeah, I mean, dye her hair red. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. She's going to have to change a little bit unless you change the character.
I wish they would do this with that character. Have her be Batgirl, and then end it with her getting shot and then becoming Oracle.
Yes. I agree.
But the only thing is, how is that all going to tie into their?
I don't think they are tying anything into
Which
each
that's
other.
what just sucks. Because Marvel, everything they do is tied into something bigger. Where DC's trying to just throw properties at the wall and see what sticks. I mean, they got a standalone Joker movie coming out, which I love Joker.
But that's
I mean,
they've said that's like an Elseworlds, non-continuity, not connected.
Right, complete Elseworlds.
but
Just
that-
like the Krypton show is an Elseworlds story.
I
And
know, but
everything of
I
theirs
think
is
everybody's asking the same question as you do: is where's it going?
I
just wish
completely
DC
agree.
would get their shit together.
But in a previous podcast, I know we had talked about it, but talking about, I think it was just the last one, about Bad Robot being bought by Warner Brothers. And, they could get their hands into something and start a whole new, world, basically a whole new.
They can't though because
adventure.
they're not getting rid of Aquaman or Wonder Woman
How do you know? They've only got one more movie of each
because
of them.
they're super high performing properties.
But there's no sense of them making any more if they are going to start a new.
I think they
world.
could figure out a way to integrate that.
Yeah,
gonna
absolutely.
it's
I
gonna
think
be
that's
weird,
possible,
but-
they could do it. I don't think Aquaman goes further than a second movie.
no, I don't. His character arc is not.
Wonder Woman absolutely could.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially after the next movie. I don't know why is
Which
it that
looks
Wonder
super
Woman
cool.
is so far out in the schedule. Because they've
That
been
is
under
odd,
production
yeah.
and doing things since like the beginning of last year.
Because it's coming out next Memorial Day. Is that right?
Yeah,
Next year
it's-
sometime.
It's 2020
Yeah.
sometime, yeah. It
I
might
don't-
be May.
I don't think DC has anything lined up
No.
till then.
Well, that Joker movie comes out this
Yeah.
fall, and then
Which isn't
I'm
in
not
the-
sure what else.
Which isn't in their cinematic yet. That's an else, like you
Yeah,
said.
it's an
it's
Elseworld
something
thing.
else, you know.
Yeah,
But
I'm not sure.
I don't.
That kind of leads into a little news I had.
Okay.
There's a huge fan push right now to release the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League.
Yeah, there is.
Apparently, everybody kind of thought that when he dropped out of that movie about halfway through, that it was then picked up by Joss Whedon. But apparently, that's not the case. He actually had a 100% finished cut, rough cut
Yeah.
of the movie, and then they kind of scrapped most of it. And Joss Whedon, they did reshoots and whatever.
That kind of sucks for Joss Whedon too, because when they tell you like, well, we like part of this, but we want you to start cutting it apart, like, that's freaking hard to do. And
Yeah,
do
apparently he
reshoots.
didn't have a great time in that movie, and the studio was very involved in exactly what he needed to do. But fans are clamoring for the cut. He said it existed, so everybody wants to see it. You've heard about the Zack Snyder cut. I think we talked about it once before. It sounds amazing.
Yeah, because was it Kevin Smith was talking about it?
Yeah. But my kind of thing on it is, let's just move on.
I agree.
I mean, I'd like to see it, but the reality is
The movie
the
sucks.
cut that he's got isn't going to be with all the CGI done and all that stuff.
No.
They're not going to go in and redo all the CGI.
No,
on
that's
those
where all the
scenes.
money's thrown at a
Exactly.
movie, especially that type of movie.
So I kind of doubt it happens, and I don't know that it needs to happen. But
we don't need
the
it.
Zack Snyder
No, we
cut,
don't.
what
I
they're
agree with
saying
you.
is that could be instrumental in setting up the next phase of the DC
For
universe
sure,
and
'cause I
keeping
know-
some of those
They
characters.
were talking about the Green Lantern Corps being in it, and a lot of things that people want.
They were in it.
Yeah, they were.
No, they
or they were
in-
going to be teased. I
though-
think.
They were gonna be teased, but they didn't put it in the Justice League movie.
There was a Green Lantern in the movie. That's all it was.
In Batman versus Superman, there's a
No.
scene where there's a green glow.
No. In Justice League, there's a Green Lantern in the initial, where the Amazon's men and the Atlanteans are fighting.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, he's in there. There's a Green Lantern in the initial phase. He gets killed and his ring goes flying off into space. So they set up the Green Lanterns in that movie. But it's very...
Well, they need to be more involved because I think it could be really badass.
I agree 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
So while we're on the thing of Daisy Ridley, she sent out 2 days ago, Rise of Skywalker reveals that Rey's parents will 100% be... Their story will be out there 100%. Who it is? They're actually going to tell you who her parents are. Because
they better.
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams changed it all. Changed everything back to where he had it coming from the original.
Well, there was a story that I had heard that, and Daisy Ridley said it in an interview again, that J.J. Abrams was doing an interview and basically told the whole plot of the story for episode 9 in this interview. Or it was like on a panel or something. So he told the whole crowd exactly what he had written. And she said she was sitting there because she already had that first script and read through it. And then afterwards he looked at her like, oops, shouldn't have done that. And then later when they had another meeting, he said, don't worry, I've changed the entire movie. Yeah. It's not even close to the same thing. So whether that's true or not, I don't know. But she said that he had ended up changing the whole thing from what he had previously said he was going to do.
So Daisy really just confirmed that Rise of Skywalker will 100% address Rey's mysterious parents who were revealed in Rian Johnson's controversial The Last Jedi to be nobodies.
They have to.
I mean, they weren't revealed. That's what Kylo Ren said.
I agree with you.
I mean, so he could easily just be lying.
Well, if you go back
he was lying, obviously, to get her to join him.
Well, if you go back to Legends, Star Wars Legends, they call it now, Luke Skywalker had children, multiple children.
Yeah.
You know, but and I really hope that that's the case here, that it is one of his children and they carry on the Skywalker line and they just don't race it out.
Right. We'll see.
Yeah, that it could be. They, like I said, they have to in episode 9 reveal a lot of things because it's the end. I mean, we're done after that, and if they don't give us closure, the world will implode.
Right.
Like the entire. I mean, United States will literally explode, and then majority of the UK, probably all of China, gone.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody will like just self-destruct. What's that called where you start on fire? Spontaneous combustion.
Yeah. Yes, correct.
That's what everybody will do, just sitting in their chairs and just burn to the ground. That's what I already feel like I'm going to just talking about it.
So while we're on Star Wars, I got a little news snippet.
Yeah.
Mandalorian is coming.
Yes.
Yeah, want to talk about the Mandalorian?
Go for it. You got the news, or that
sorry.
section of the news.
Okay. This ties in with the new Star Wars app coming out, which is coming out November 12th. It'll be $7 a month, what they're saying for the initial fees. And then they just released a bunch of...
Or for Disney, the Disney app.
Disney app Plus is what they're calling it right now. The initial starter fees will be $7 a month. Mm-hmm. So, and then, which would be Mandalorian, you'll get everything. The thing that caught my eye about this article was you get all 30 seasons of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
With that.
You do?
You do, because it's part of
that. I knew. I heard that too. I can't imagine going back and watching 30 seasons of The Simpsons.
I don't feel like I will either, but it'd be kind of fun to go back at any point and show.
You know how a couple years ago or a year ago, FX bought, or they started airing The Simpsons. It was a big deal. Like they were starting to re-air every Simpsons. Yeah. And they periodically then they just have, it would be on for like a month straight. Because they apparently have no other programming.
Yeah, obviously.
But I never. This would be better because you can go back and like pick and choose and actually stream, the way it should be.
Treehouse of Horrors.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You have to watch those.
Yeah.
That's I don't
know that I've seen any episode from the last 10 seasons.
Oh, I haven't.
I haven't watched it in years.
I literally haven't watched it since I was in high school, probably.
Yeah. It's too bad.
Yeah.
By all accounts, it's a good show.
People still like it apparently because it's still coming out.
I don't know a single person that watches it, though. That's why I can't believe, what is the audience? Like, what are the ratings for that show?
Who's the audience? I don't know who is the audience of that show.
I mean, it should be us, but...
It's not.
Longest running show of all time.
That can't be true.
It is.
No, it is.
No.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah,
Saturday Night Live?
No, Saturday Night Live.
Ooh.
It's been on since the 70s.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I think he may be on something.
2020. Dateline. Those shows have been on forever, too.
Have they?
Oh, yeah.
Look it
I
up.
think 2020 might be the
we have
longest running
computers
show.
in front of
Yeah,
us.
I didn't bring mine tonight.
It might be like most episodes because Saturday Night Live is only once a week.
Yeah,
Oh, so
get
is
on
Simpsons.
that. Check it out.
So is The Simpsons.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I've got a bunch more to talk about.
Go.
Do you know a guy named Paul Rudd?
I do.
We
Yep, I've heard
almost
of him.
saw
Ant-Man?
him. We almost saw him at C2E2.
Yeah.
He was in the same building as us.
Well, maybe.
We just didn't
Or
pay-
in his hotel. We don't know.
We didn't pay money. No, he was there. Like, wait, was he? I don't know. Anyway, he joined Jason Reitman in that new Ghostbusters movie that he's
Yes.
making.
Oh, yeah.
he
I'd heard
signed
that.
on to be in that. So that intrigues me a little bit. I love Paul Rudd in basically everything he does.
So do I.
Even, he's goofy, but he can be serious, but most of the time he's goofy, and I think it's phenomenal.
Well,
I love the man.
I really want to know what he's going to be because I'm Egon. What was the actor's name?
Harold
Right.
Ramis.
Harold
Harold
Ramis.
Ramis,
Why can I not think of that? Was such a genius comedy writer who wrote the
Yeah.
original Ghostbusters and 2 and Animal House and a gazillion other comedies. How are they going to replace him on that?
I don't know. I think
Oh,
this
it's doable.
Is this taking place after Ghostbusters 2, or is it like a prequel?
No, it's
No,
post,
it's
and I think
post.
it's probably present day.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they're going to be like Offspring, probably.
They're going to
Well-
be old, and yeah.
Well, Bill Murray's damn
Oh, Bill
near-
Murray and Dan Aykroyd are in it, right?
Yes.
And so is
Go ahead.
the black guy.
Oh, Ernie Hudson?
Yeah.
Ernie Hudson, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I remembered his name.
The original, all the original cast has signed up to do it. Sigourney Weaver.
Is Rick
Oh,
Moranis
wow.
in it? Because he's
Rick-
not acting anymore.
I
He
haven't.
could be coming back.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
That would be amazing.
Boy, that guy had a run, didn't he?
He did.
Why did
I
he quit?
loved.
I remember this.
He quit to raise his family.
Yeah, because his wife got.
His wife got sick.
She passed away, I think.
Something
right?
like that. He took a break and he just like quit, and he's like, you know what? I got a family. He went back to Canada. He raised his family. Super cool guy. I listened to him on a
think he was a
podcast
teacher.
recently.
Wasn't he a teacher?
This is
for a
one
while?
movie that could
Like a
come back.
professor or
That would
something?
be awesome.
Little Shop of Horrors. I used to watch constantly.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Well, yeah, obviously.
I was
Honey, I
actually in
Shrunk
that
the
play at
Kids.
Seneca High School.
You were in it?
Mm-hmm.
Were you really?
I wasn't in it. I was a stage guy.
Oh, there the truth comes out. You're like,
Not like me, who's the lead in the school play.
you were?
You were
Yeah.
a lead in school play?
Yeah.
Which one?
It's called Rally Round the Flag, Boys.
Oh,
Like in
really?
grade school?
My senior year.
I was in one musical.
Oh, yeah. In high school?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually never got to see a musical or a play my entire high school career till MASH. So I said, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm going to go sit out on the stage. I'm going to watch it. And the girl was there at the time. She goes, you've never seen a play here? I'm like, no, I've always been on stage. I've always been behind the scenes. Because that's what my brother did. It's what everybody did. So I had a good time doing it.
Yeah.
I never
Well,
did it
when
all.
I did the musical of my senior year, like a bunch of us guys just did it because we thought it'd be funny.
Yeah.
And it ended up being like the greatest time I had in high school. It was so fun.
Oh, it was great. I loved it.
And
My dad encouraged me. He pushed me so hard to do it. You guys know my dad.
Yeah.
I mean, because he was in the plays and musicals, and he pushed me so hard.
No
Like,
kidding.
And I was so scared with my stutter, I'd jack up. So I'm like,
Yeah.
nope. And I was a backup in Greece for Kinnicky, but the Scottish kid got it. But I was his
The
backup.
Scottish kid? Who was the Scottish
Don't you
kid?
remember the Scottish? You're
No, I was like 8 when you were a senior.
do you remember the Scottish?
I know what
were-
you're talking about, yeah.
So we're behind stage, and they're all
Us
getting,
old guys know what you're talking
they're,
about.
they're all getting their makeup on. He goes, Barris, I need a little. I'm not going to
Do
a
the
Scot-
accent,
I'm not
please
doing-
try.
I'm not-
I can't do it.
You can't-
Barris,
Scottish is
I'm
hard.
thirsty. I go, well, what do you want? He goes, I'll show you. He opens this little refrigerator, brings out an old style, and cracks it, and drinks it in the high school. Which, I mean, I drank in high school. I used to bring vodka and Mountain Dew bottles, but I never cracked a beer. I'm like, holy shit. He's like, it'll be all right.
We used to bring lemonade and vodka to the basketball games, mixed up.
I never,
We were bad kids.
honestly, I never did
came
that.
to a
And
basketball game so drunk. And you remember that?
No, I did. I mean, I don't remember you doing it, but I remember me doing it.
You were bad kids.
I
like
was-
really bad
Track meets were
influences.
even worse.
I was stoned out of my
I was
mind.
in the track meets most of the time, so it wasn't.
Speaking of Rick
Wasn't my
Moranis, remember
thing.
he was also in the Flintstones.
Yes, he was.
Yes,
made
he
a
was.
lot
He's
of
Barney
money.
Rubble.
That made $353 million.
That was a great movie. I watched it all the time.
John Goodman was.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Was Fred Flintstone.
Yes, he was.
And then
Spaceballs.
Oh my
classic.
gosh.
That's a classic.
That's one of the best.
Every kid should
Strange
watch
Brew.
Space.
I
that's-
saw that once, but
Love
I
that
don't,
movie.
That's a
Never watched
little.
it.
That's a little off the wall there. I mean, that's.
Oh, we used to watch that in college nonstop. I love that movie.
I watched Spaceballs a lot. A lot.
Every kid should watch Spaceballs. They're
I
short.
agree.
Anyway, he is not. I don't think he's coming back. I'm reading an
That's
article,
sad.
Yeah.
but he. I don't know if his
I wish he
wife
would.
actually got sick. He just quit to do. He does voice work, a lot of voice work, but he was basically just raising his kids.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I'll continue to be picky. Picky has worked well for me, is what he said.
Next.
Next,
Were you
Go ahead.
good for next news?
yes.
This is a big one that I'm really excited about, and Neil Gaiman's Sandman comic book.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Erica brought that up to us.
Yeah,
We were just talking about how that should be a show.
I know, and it's going to be a TV show on Netflix.
That's
And
amazing.
Apparently, it's the article that I had read. It says it has a huge price tag. David Goyer and Neil Gaiman to executive produce,
David Goyer.
and Alan Heinberg to showrun and write for.
Didn't David Goyer do like the Dark Knight and stuff like that?
Yes.
Yeah, Batman Begins, Dark
Yes.
Knight, Dark City.
Well, he's executive producing with Neil Gaiman, so that means like show running.
Yeah.
Alan Heinberg's to showrun and write for. Great. He wrote for Grey's Anatomy, and he has credits in Wonder Woman. So,
David Goyer also wrote Batman v Superman.
he did.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Good.
He's also writing Masters of the Universe, so that's in pre-production. Terminator Dark Fate. He did Krypton. He did Vader Immortal, the game, for the VR game.
I'm just really excited to see who they cast in that show because
I know, that'd be exciting.
it'll be really cool. We were talking about David. Remember when we said David Bowie?
I said
be
Alan
awesome.
Rickman.
Yeah,
Would be good.
That'd be good.
They're both dead.
Yeah, but I'd say
Correct.
You guys are going to
can't
hard
bring them
times
back.
casting them.
They probably both would be too old anyway.
Hey, but CGI is pretty good nowadays.
It is. Maybe they could piece together just vocals from them and
I mean,
put
because
them in the
David
show.
Bowie has a lot.
David Goyer
Yeah,
also
he
David Goyer also wrote Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance.
Oh, the second one.
Yeah, which was on our worst comic book
yeah.
movies list.
That's kind of sad. Luckily, he's not. He's apparently
bat a
not
thousand.
writing it. He's just executive producing with
Right.
Neil Gaiman. So that's kind of just like being an overarching person.
Did you know there was a Blade TV show in 2006? 12 episodes?
No, I don't remember
I
that.
don't remember that at all.
It was so bad it didn't appear on our.
What
Oh, and
was
by
it?
the way, as a callback, The Simpsons is the longest running scripted primetime show of all time.
There you go.
Scripted.
Yeah. So that's what he said.
God, this guy's got a hell of a resume.
He
like-
said that.
Kickboxer
Who
2?
did? I did. Who did?
Yeah, you said scripted TV show
Oh, that's
specifically.
right. That's right, Chris. Get with the program.
What's Kickboxer 2?
I don't know, it was an old.
Jean Claude Van Damme.
Was it Sean
No,
Claude?
he was Bloodsport.
He
It was like a
kickboxer
90s.
also.
Was he?
Yeah,
Oh, he did everything. You know, he was the original Predator,
he was.
but then they took him out. It was a different suit and everything.
He was. Yeah, it was.
Well, he wasn't in Kickboxer 2. I can tell you that.
The
He was a
same guy.
kickboxer.
Well, maybe, but not the second one.
The same guy who actually was in the Predator suit is Swamp Thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the same actor who
Like
is
in-
Swamp Thing.
From the '80s Swamp Thing or the
No,
DC
like the
rap?
Swamp Thing right now.
Really?
It's the same guy that was the Predator
That's
and
cool.
has been Predator ever since.
Interesting.
Yep, pretty cool.
Because
He's a really
if you
good
see the
actor.
original, the thing for that Predator, the monster, the original one, it was pretty hokey. That they would not have done good with that movie.
Oh, the original Predator one. Yeah, it's not good.
Oh my god!
You can look it up. It's all over the internet. You could see the original suit that Jean-Claude Van Damme was in. It's ridiculous.
Oh.
It's ugly.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that they said, maybe we don't do that because it's terrible. It looks like one of those Bollywood films,
Exactly.
Like
That's
that
exactly what
kinda-
it looks like. Yeah.
crappy stuff.
How did
I
we-
mean, maybe people like Bollywood. I don't know, but it's weird.
How did we miss this Blade show? It was on Spike TV. That's how we missed
Because it was on Spike TV. That's why. I
Wow.
think Spike.
Before they just started playing like cops and
Didn't they have that Robot Wars thing too on Spike?
yeah.
Didn't they have that?
Oh, I loved Robot Wars.
Is that what it was called?
Yes.
That was a good-
BattleBots?
BattleBots.
That's what it was.
No.
But they brought it back as BattleBots on Channel 7.
I don't know. It was on everything. It was on Comedy Central for a while. It was
Yeah.
on all kinds of stuff.
The problem with the new one that they came out with, it was just so heavily edited that they only show you like a little bit of it, and it's just like cutting back and forth
You
to
remember
different
that
things.
brief
and-
period around then when that show was super popular? That was a Japanese game show that they brought to the U.S. and they just put two like
Extreme something.
extreme elimination challenge.
Yes.
And they just had like two American commentators, but they were just clearly just sitting in a sound booth and making up ridiculous stuff.
Yes.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
I used to love
That was
watching that
genius.
show.
That was really
oh my
smart
God.
because they probably paid nothing for it, because that was literally probably Japanese footage that they just bought for nothing.
yeah. They
and
bought
they just
it-
put two guys in a sound booth,
What
two
was the name of that
comedians,
show?
and these extreme elimination challenge
That's what was that what it was?
or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Love
it
that
was really
show.
funny.
I would oh man. It's a great.
Isn't
show.
that like where American Ninja Warrior kind of stems
That's
from?
exactly where it comes from.
Well, but that's more like real. Like that was a joke.
Yeah, but doesn't it kind of stem from the same?
I don't think so.
Stuff like
Ninja
it-
Warrior is like real.
But it was a Japanese show.
MXC, Most
prior.
Extreme Challenge or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Most Extreme Elimination Challenge. That was funny.
It was good. It's a good time waster.
Spike TV.
Oh,
2003
There you
to
go.
2007.
That's why
Repurposed footage from a Japanese game show.
so
That's
we're
why-
there watching this Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, but never noticed Blade. They apparently
I
didn't
guess.
promote it very well,
We
or we didn't care. I probably didn't care.
That's probably like Blade's done and over with. Who cares?
Yeah,
I wonder if Spike TV is still around. I don't think it is.
no, isn't that what?
Who still has DirecTV?
It-
find
it's
out?
It's
over.
I think it's owned by Paramount.
Oh,
Is that the Paramount channel now?
I think maybe it is.
There you go.
they got one good show.
My last bit of news. Does anybody else have anything?
I got a couple.
Relaunched as the Paramount Network in 2018.
Go ahead.
Oh,
there.
Before that, it was the Nashville Network. Just so you know.
Oh, nobody watched that.
Nope.
My last bit of news is kind of a big one in the comic book world.
Ooh.
And it literally shocked everyone when it happened. Walking Dead,
Oh yeah.
the comic book, is over.
Just abruptly ended.
with what number was it? 193.
93, I think.
It was issue 193. It's a 70-page book.
I really wonder, because is that book out yet or not?
Yeah, it came out last Wednesday.
And they didn't announce till after it was out that it was the last one.
Right. Once they launched it and people started reading it, everyone realized this is the last thing.
So-
I don't think it was like an official announcement saying it's over until people figured it out in the
What
book.
I'm super excited about is that I collect that book weekly.
Yeah.
So I'll have a first run of that book because it's sold out everywhere now.
Yep.
And they're going to second printing.
Yes.
Which second printing is worthless.
But you're going to have a first run
Yeah,
issue?
I'm going to have a first run issue.
Nice.
That's going to be worth some money.
Absolutely. The very last one,
Yeah.
for
so,
sure.
will you tell us how it ends?
I haven't read it. I haven't got it yet.
It's
get
been
it?
all over, but
It's all over on Google,
Well-
but I'm not looking.
okay. So can I not talk about it? Do you want me
Well,
to?
I don't care because I'm not caught up to date on it, but I don't know if you want to just spoilers.
Well, the spoilers happened in the issue prior to this release. So
Yeah, the last one's an epilogue, right?
maybe I'm not quite sure what the last one's about, but I know the one prior to it is when he killed Rick off in the second to last issue, and that was a shock to everybody. Like, it was never announced. Nobody ever thought it was really coming in the comic book. Killed him. Then the very next issue is the last one.
Right.
And apparently, according to Robert Kirkman, he's been in a bunch of reports saying that this is exactly how he wanted to end it.
I find that hard to believe because he's said in the past, I've heard him say, he's like, I'll just run it forever.
According to him, this is straight from him saying,
I wonder if it's a time thing.
he said this is exactly how he envisioned ending it. It's exactly how he wanted to do it. He said The Walking Dead in its lifetime has been a book that has been full of surprises and, keeping you on your toes, catching you off guard. Like, that's what he's done the entire time, and this is how he wanted to end it. So,
I mean,
I don't know.
The thing about
I
it
feel
is
that way too. that
He
it's-
is running basically that whole universe for the TV shows now, which is 3 shows and 2 movies
Yeah.
or more than that,
Yeah.
and probably more in the future. The new show isn't out yet, and they're developing 2 movies based around Andrew Lincoln or Rick.
Yep.
And then they're doing a movie and a TV show of Invincible that I'm sure he's heavily involved in.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He better be.
And he's writing like a bunch of other comics. I bet he's just like, I can't do it anymore.
It's unbelievable. That's another thing like we've talked about before, or I talk about all the time, is all these professionals do all of this stuff. They write so many different books at the exact same time. How? How do people come up with ideas for all of this crap like weekly? Because they're writing these things literally weekly, 4 to 5 different books, TV shows, everything like that. And I'm just watching these guys try to sort things out between the two of them. I don't know what they're doing. But I just think it's incredible that they can physically come up with, out of their brains, ideas for 5 to 6 to 7 different things at the same time. Like, that is nuts. I would get so confused. I don't know how you have that many ideas.
Okay, guys, I'm about to pop open a prickly pear.
By the way, my summer shandy is delicious.
Prickly pear.
Looks gross.
First taste.
It looks like puke. It looks like Swamp Thing's piss.
Actually, the bottle does look pretty disgusting.
That's not good. It's not good, folks.
It doesn't look good.
All right, I'm going to try it a little bit here.
Like, they could have really done better with the packaging.
Shiner, Texas.
Come on, Texas. What are you doing?
It's kind of blah.
Yeah, they're all just very blah.
Blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
I don't say that.
Yeah. I do not say blah, blah, blah. We've watched Hotel Transylvania 3 in my house in the last month, probably 150 times. Not joking.
I've seen it a lot, too.
It's unbelievable. My youngest son wants to watch it back to back to back to back to back.
I've never seen that one.
It's pretty good.
Well, you want me to quote it for you?
Yeah, why don't you act it out? The next 2 hours will be Jerry acting out scene for scene. Hotel Transylvania 3.
No, negative.
Did you see Adam Sandler on Saturday Night Live?
No.
Somehow my thing didn't record it, but I did watch a skit that was on YouTube from it, and it was him going to a family reunion of Sandler's, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, that's a really good one. It's a good
all his family members were like basically the characters from his movies, and they're all like asking him how he got his ideas for his movies. He's like, no, I just came up with all of them on my own. And they're like,
yeah.
I saw the Opera Man one when he reprised his role as Opera Man.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
That was hilarious.
I don't know why that episode.
I record that show and it didn't record that episode.
They do that shit on purpose. All the ones you want to see.
He also did the tribute to Chris Farley, which he does in his stand-up.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to watch too. Is his stand-up on Netflix?
It's pretty good. It's how
you watched it?
I've seen it. It's
good. We talked about that.
I know, and that's what I want to watch, but I still haven't done it.
Quentin Tarantino has a new movie coming out here at the end of the month, and with all the buzz around that, they've been asking him a lot.
Is that coming out?
It's coming out
this month,
July 22nd.
Oof, we got to go see that.
Yeah, I want to go see that. We should go.
And the earth-shattering news to follow is
he is still talking with Paramount on doing a rated R Star Trek.
Oh, okay. So that is not the news that has been being reported directly from his mouth.
His mouth is that he's not doing another movie.
He says it's his last movie ever.
Well, that's what he's saying, but
I find
is that a series?
No, this is a rated R Star Trek movie.
I don't think it's happening because he came out and he said this will be my last movie.
Yeah,
but he could just be trying to generate buzz.
Maybe I think that's what he's doing. So Carl Urban, who played Bones, is calling the concept bananas. But cast members from Star Trek's prime timeline who've expressed interest in doing this are William Shatner, Patrick Stewart, and Jonathan Frakes. So those are some big names from the original timeline that, as a Trekkie,
is he wanting to do it off of the original?
That's what they don't know, but all these people are wanting to get involved with it, where they want to mesh everything together for the fourth.
So like Patrick Stewart's out?
Patrick Stewart wants to do it.
So that's 2 different shows.
Well, this is an alternate timeline where they could tie it all together, which I think would be really cool.
Yeah. I wonder if Will Wheaton will be in it.
Will Wheaton?
Yeah, the news that I got is that he was like retiring from making movies.
I'm down for that, but for my money, the Orville all day long.
Really? You say that all the time.
It's so good, man. It's it's probably my favorite show on.
That's incredible.
It's incredible.
It is?
Watch it.
Yeah. really is.
I don't know. I
'Cause
didn't.
Because he was such a huge Star Trek fan.
Oh yeah, that's it's great, man. It's serious when it needs to be serious. It's got heart. It's got drama. It's got a lot of heart, but it's got a lot of comedy too. It's a great show. It's a perfect balance. I hope they don't cancel that show. I don't know how the ratings are, but
I always feel.
I feel like Seth MacFarlane basically owns that network.
Oh yeah, definitely does.
But it's Fox, and now that's Disney. So who knows?
I have a hard time getting into a show after it's been out for so long. But isn't it only the second season?
Second season, I think.
And how many episodes are in a season? Since it's like prime time, is it like 24 episodes?
I don't think it's 22, but they're fairly long.
Just so much content.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
Out there.
I know. I cannot keep up with this stuff.
I got another little bit of news that I don't know. You might be kind of disappointed by.
Uh-oh.
They announced the director that's going to helm Amazon's Lord of the Rings series.
They have?
Yep.
Ooh. Who is it?
J.A. Bayona,
Okay.
the director of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Ugh.
Fallen Kingdom?
The second one.
Boy, that went in a direction I wasn't expecting.
Yeah. I was like, woohoo!
I don't understand why he did what he did. He didn't write it. So,
Right.
you know.
I don't know if that means that just he's directing an episode or he's show running or what.
But I know with movies, the director, gets to make a lot of the choices, obviously. In TV shows, the writer makes
My guess
most of
is
the choices.
Amazon's holding that pretty tight to the chest. They're going to direct that.
Well, they spent
It
how
better
much money
be.
on it?
Like $500 million buying the rights alone.
They can't afford to screw that up.
Yeah,
They
no.
cannot afford to screw up a Lord of the Rings thing. The thing about it is, no matter what, they're going to make a crap load off of that. Right
yeah.
off the bat. It doesn't even matter if it's the worst.
But do you really think it's going to be that popular? I mean,
I do.
There's 6 movies out on that whole genre. You got The Hobbit and you got Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but nobody really thinks The Hobbit.
The
is
part
good.
of the real
So-
the thing is I think that's going to do well for that show is it's a huge universe that we haven't gotten a deep dive into.
No.
First off, the second thing is that I think we found out through Game of Thrones that the general public really is hungering for the fantasy genre.
Well,
Big
I wasn't so
time.
much about because Game of Thrones should have been a lot more fantasy driven because there's a lot more to that if you read the books.
Right, but I'm thinking it made it clear that the general public really likes the fantasy genre in a way that they don't necessarily gravitate into other things.
I disagree. I don't think they like the fantasy genre. I think they like the drama that goes along with that particular.
Maybe,
But there's so many dramas out there, though. You can get drama in a lot of different
were pretty
places.
into that. Yeah.
But Lord of the Rings came out first, obviously, in the movies, and it was such a huge, massive undertaking and massive movies. And then there was nothing to that scale for a long time. Mm-hmm. And then out of nowhere, HBO comes out with Game of Thrones, and then it blew up again. And I think it drove the fantasy industry on TV, and that's where I think we really saw people want it again. That proved that fantasy is going to be number one if you give us the content. But now with the last season of Game of Thrones,
oh man,
people may be skeptical on how things are going to be written.
Just the last 2 episodes, I thought we talked about this.
I'm kind of skeptical.
It really made me though remember how much I love the fantasy genre and how little of it we've gotten.
We haven't. They haven't even tapped into any of it, basically.
Well,
I mean, Lord of the Rings is huge, but still, you only had 3 movies, and then after that, it's done.
Yeah.
And that was it.
I think CGI has come so long where they can start doing it and not look cheesy.
Do it a lot cheaper,
for sure.
too.
What was the other drag movie? Was it Aragon?
Well, there's something like that. There was Reign of Fire with Matthew McConaughey.
That was a good
That
movie.
was a good movie.
Yeah.
That was cool. I mean,
I like,
he's,
and
he's-
Christian Bale's in it.
Yeah.
He's batshit crazy in that fucking movie.
It's awesome.
Got that
But
big
I
axe.
went back and watched that, and the dragon itself in that movie.
It's terrible.
Oof, man, it's hard. It's hard to see that and then see the dragons in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wildly different. And on Reddit, they have a side by side of the dragons, in motion. It's a GIF, so all of them are moving, and it's just incredible the difference between the two. because, I mean, in Game of Thrones they had live dragons, so
Right.
That's a big difference.
They had, think of the expense, though. I mean, the animal handlers.
I know.
Cages, the goats.
Yeah,
God,
keeping them still.
Flocks of sheep.
Just a fireman you had to have on hand all the time.
Incredible
It's
what they
fucking
did.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Where'd they find those at anyway?
You can find anything with money.
Yugoslavia.
Yeah, right. Yes.
One of the Slavics.
The Slavics are
Hey.
They're big into dragon handling.
Is
I
there
guess.
is that still a country? Yugoslavia?
No, Yugoslavia's not.
I don't know.
That was like part of the USSR.
Is that part of
Back in the
Slovenia?
USSR.
No, Slovenia's different. I'm Slavic.
You are?
Yeah.
There's still a
Are you
Slovenia,
from
right?
the home country?
No, there's. I'm actually 3/4 Irish.
So you're basically not at all.
I'm 100%.
What's my
Native
last
American.
name? It's not very common.
Biros.
Byros.
Thank you for saying it correct, Jerry. It's beer us.
It is?
Yeah.
No, it's Biros.
That's close enough.
Right?
Yeah.
Slovenia is a country.
I know Slovenia.
Well,
is.
there's Czechoslovakia, which
Well, you
gets
said
split up.
Luke.
There's no Czechoslovakia anymore, dude.
There's
No.
Czech. Now
It's
there's
the Czech Republic.
and Slovakia.
The Republic of Slovenia. I don't know about Slovakia.
What about, you said Yugoslavia.
Schlemiel. Schlemazel. Schlemiel.
Hassenpfeffer Incorporated.
Hassenpfeffer?
That's what it says in the song. I'm pretty sure.
Do you know what we're talking about?
No.
Schlemiel, Schmazel, Hassenpfeffer Incorporated. I can't remember what it says.
Oh, we break it. We're breaking out. Are we breaking out in the Snarfioki?
We're gonna make it after all.
No, we're gonna make your dreams come true.
Doing it all way or something like that.
Yeah.
Talking about Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah,
people
oh, that's
don't
right.
know.
The Federation of Greater Slovakia.
So got any more news?
Democratic Socialist. I got one. I do have some more news. I feel like we're a little newsed out, but Spider-Man, which
Just
none of
so
us
many
have seen
things.
because we're
No.
terrible human beings.
We tried.
Well, there's a whole Birthday of America that was.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
Spider-Man has officially broken records.
Has it really
What do you
already?
got? What do you got?
I haven't looked into it.
It breaks home. Far From Home breaks box office milestone held by Endgame, Avengers Endgame.
No way.
Yeah, it's Endgame grossing is Wednesday gross.
Oh, okay. For a Wednesday gross, that doesn't even make sense.
Also, like 4th of July weekend, it's over 300 million worldwide. It just came out like this week,
Jeepers. Tuesday.
Bought and
Yeah.
paid for.
Tuesday, and hasn't even gotten into the weekend yet, and it's already over 300 million.
I mean, everybody thought it was weird. I thought it was weird at first that it was coming out on a Tuesday, but then I realized, July 4th weekend, why wouldn't you release it when everybody's going to be off work?
That means it's going to
You
be
know?
like immediately over $1 billion.
That's
Basically.
wild.
Yeah.
Avengers officially has not beat.
I told
Avatar.
you. I told you it wouldn't.
Yeah, I thought it would because they re-released it again.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
still out
just-
right now.
I know,
It was
and-
playing in the theater.
but they have said like it's officially not going to beat.
Well, it's
Avatar.
making all the money, A, and B, the best part about it is it's got a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Big time, yeah.
Apparently, it's very good.
Sounds that way.
I've heard good things. I have not seen it, though, so we can't talk about it.
Even with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Tune in next week, guys, and
Jake
my guess is by
Gyllenhaal.
then we may have a review.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Well,
But
not.
you're going out of town.
Well, yeah, but not. If you tune in next week, you're going to hear us right now.
Okay. Well, that when I say tune in next week, I'm talking about 2 weeks in the future.
Oh yeah, because if you hear this and we say tune in next week, it is the
That is correct, Gerald.
I get it now. Now I understand movie magic.
You need to start drinking.
Yeah,
Dude doesn't
I should.
understand because last time that he recorded with us,
It-
it was like
Yeah.
the day after we recorded. He's like, so
When's this come out?
Yep.
no, he didn't even say it like that. He kind of said it in a
When's
way
this-
like, when are you going to get around to putting it out, Jerry?
It was. You did say that.
Jerry's like, a week from now?
Yeah. He's like, when,
Oh, now I get it.
Jerry, when are you gonna fucking put this out,
Not
man?
exactly how I said it, Jerry.
I heard. That's how I read it.
That's how I read it, too.
Yeah.
I'm like, this dude getting feisty
Wow.
over here.
I didn't
He
even put any
hates me.
cuss words in my text.
No, but I read it with a cuss word in
Yeah.
it.
We just know
Now you're just being mean.
your intentions.
My
Right.
intentions.
Your intentions are poor. You want to cut me down. As soon as I walk in here, he makes a short joke.
Like he's wearing
You
a.
walked in with a booster seat for your kid. I go, you really need that, Jerry, for this podcast?
It's not even my booster
He's-
seat, but it was funny. Really cut to the core.
He's
of
got a
my-
Han shot first shirt on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, you do.
He's just.
He did shoot first.
You have a
I've
Snarf
always
that-
thought
He
so.
did. He
He
definitely
did.
shot
Well,
first.
In the original cut, he did.
Oh, hey.
Oh, really?
Speaking
Yeah,
of
before
that,
before George Lucas, which you guys touched on the last podcast, fucked it all up.
Before he started like editing
yeah,
things and
yeah.
putting CGI in and
Han did shoot Guido first. Shot
Greedo.
Greed.
Don't be racist. He's not a
He's
Guido.
not a Guido. That's funny.
that. Yeah, he shot that fucker in cold blood.
The guy had gold chains on.
It's
slick
really-
back hair.
It's really not
And a
cold.
tank top.
Yeah, a tank top on. He's like, "Hey, Guido, get over here."
You have to assume that they've had a past because they've both
Well,
been,
of course.
Oh, yeah.
you know, around for a
Probably
while.
should have addressed that in a certain solo
Yeah,
movie,
that,
but
that,
they didn't.
that
do
would have made sense.
They never did they?
No.
That's
No.
stupid.
Well, it's probably going to be in the prequel to that.
Well, what history do you really need, though? Jabba hired bounty hunters to go after him.
Yeah.
History done.
Because he stole
Exactly.
money from Jabba.
I don't blame him for shooting someone that's been out to kill him for a
I
while.
mean, he shot a guy in that movie in cold blood, too. Pulled first and...
Yeah, he did.
Who did? Who we talking about?
and
Greedo?
no.
Yeah.
Guido.
In the Greedo solo
In the-
movie?
oh, okay. That's what I thought we were talking about.
Yeah. No. We're talking about old Han Solo in the solo movie.
Han. Okay.
So on that note, I have a buddy who I went, one of my best friends from college that I don't get to see that often, but he started listening to the podcast recently, and he
Nice.
said, "Hey, I really want to be on the podcast sometime when I'm home." And I'm like, "Great, and
Deal."
And he had some awesome talking points that he wanted to talk to because me and him we all through college we would deep dive into the history of.
Where does he live?
He lives in Madison.
Oh, okay. That's not who I was thinking.
But we could go to the Madison Comic Con again.
Yeah, we
That's
are.
probably coming up pretty soon.
It was in Madison?
Yeah.
No, that doesn't come up until fall because we went.
Oh.
We
Well, anyway,
went in,
we had
like,
a
November.
we had a deep dive into the political implications of the Garbage Pail Kids movie.
Really?
Wow.
They made a live action Garbage Pail Kids movie from
I
the 80s.
vaguely remember that.
Oh
Wow,
my God.
man.
I'm going to save that. It's
Holy
great.
smokes.
But he said, I really have some things I need to get off my chest about the movie Rudy.
That's a classic.
And I
What-
said, absolutely. That's exactly what I want to do on the podcast. Bring it up.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, also another great thing we could talk about is that when I was a kid, my mom would take me around, and it was like he's like, back then the Star Wars toys were like new enough that they weren't worth anything, but
Yeah.
they were old enough that they were kind of junk.
Yeah.
So he went around to all the flea markets with his mom, and every time he went, he would get the Star Wars toys. He's
Sure.
like, I got a whole box of them in my basement. And he's like, and I got like the weirdest characters. He's like, I got the Rancor handler guy,
No kid.
shit.
Return of the Jedi, and I got Greedo, and that's why I was thinking of it.
Yeah.
And he's like, I got all these characters. And I'm like, he's like, so I should bring them in and we should go through them. I'm like, absolutely. We should definitely
Yeah.
do that. So next time Potter's in town, we call him Harry Potter
okay.
because he
Okay.
looks
Yeah, I know you're
exactly
talking
like
about
Harry
now.
Potter.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We're like, next time he's in town, he's like, I want to be on. I'm like, definitely, we'll do it.
I thought you
Yeah.
were talking about Duck. I'm like, really?
Oh, no.
It's like, what?
No.
No, I don't think you're going to get that
No,
conversation
no.
with him.
Al, my older brother, had a Darth Vader, the really rare one that the lightsaber came out of his hand and all that.
Oh, really?
I remember that was our favorite toy, and I remember our dog chewed it up.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think it's still at Mom and Dad's house in the barn. We still
That's
it's all
awesome.
chewed up. Yeah.
Did you collect Garbage Pail Kids cards?
I did not.
No. I didn't know anybody actually did.
Oh, I had them, but I didn't collect them. My cousin that lived with us collected them, so I have boxes of them in my attic right now. And when I was a kid, I love those things. I would go through them nonstop. I'd have them.
Why?
I brought them around with me. I don't know, because
What-
they're
what do you
hilarious
get
when
out
you're
of
a
that?
kid.
It's like collecting baseball cards. I mean,
No, it's not.
They're
They're
gonna be
funny.
worth some someday, Jerry.
It's not the same as collecting baseball cards.
Hey,
Isn't what a weird time
look
in
on-
history?
Hey, look on your computer and see how much Garbage Pail Kids are actually
Oh.
worth now.
Oh, I'm sure they're not.
I got to
worth
look that up
much.
because we were talking about Michael Jordan's rookie card. Because I
Yeah.
was telling you about that guy. I saw on YouTube, opened up a package with a Michael Jordan rookie card, and he about like passed out. But those are worth a lot of money. I told you they were worth like hundreds of thousands, and you didn't believe me.
No, I looked it up after we talked about it. And they have definitely sold for hundreds of thousands.
Oh, there you go.
So you were right for like a 10 out of 10. Perfect one.
Yeah, right.
Garbage Pail Kids could be worth as an easy $4,000 thanks to the nostalgia for the 80s. What a weird, like, I can't believe they haven't brought that back. Garbage Pail Kids.
Why would you?
I'm about to say,
Don't get it.
Well, Jerry, me and you got to watch this movie so we can.
Oh
talk
my
about it
God,
next
it's
time.
great. I think I have a copy of it.
Well, it's
I
got,
don't-
with all
you
the-
can't like get
with
it
all-
anywhere.
There's got to be. It's got to be out there somewhere.
Okay, so
Let me pull up my Apple TV app.
the Michael Jordan's rookie card, according to Beckett News. The card graded a 10 by Beckett Grading Service fetched $100,000.
There you go.
It's exactly $100,000.
Garbage Pail Kids movie, 1987 live-action film adaptation of the popular trading card series. It is
Flopped.
wild, man. Oh, it's wild. I'm telling you.
What is it even about? Like kids that are literally just
$1 million budget.
garbage kids?
I can't even
They live in
explain
the
it.
garbage?
It's so great. You have to watch it. It's like so bad it's good, and it has some like weird undertones. It's crazy. So we watched it all the time in college. I don't know why. We thought it was hilarious.
Was it a cartoon?
No, it was a live action movie.
So there were
what
real
were you
kids.
doing while you were
no,
watching
there were
this movie?
dwarves in suits, animatronic suits.
Oh my
Kinda like
god!
Ninja Turtles?
Yes, kind of like Ninja Turtle type suits,
But small.
but small. Anyway,
That's disgusting.
so
You have piqued my curiosity with this.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that
I am
happened very-
curious of
yeah,
it too
yeah.
now, but
everybody needs to check that movie out.
I don't think it's a necessity.
There's got to be a place we can watch this, Jerry.
So we,
Yeah,
I bet it's on Amazon.
To probably buy or rent.
Yeah, it's worth the buy.
No, it is not.
$20 to buy this
It's
movie.
not.
You can't I don't think from what I remember, I don't think you can show it to your kids.
I don't even want to show it to myself, to be honest with you.
Well, it's great.
Okay. Now I'm seeing some pictures of it. Oh my god.
It
Again.
sounds awful. I don't know why this is a thing.
Well, anyway, should we move on?
Sure. Why were we talking about Garbage Pail Kids?
I
'Cause it's
don't
awesome.
remember. No, you can't. The movie is not on Amazon. I'm telling you. I might own the only copy in the world.
That's probably
The
worth
last
more.
one existing.
That
Prime
Copy-
Video movie unavailable.
Wow.
copy's probably worth more than the cards themselves.
Probably.
Topps
all of them.
chewing gum characters come to life in a comic adventure about an orphan boy who learns the meaning of true friendship.
It's on YouTube.
It sounds a hell of a lot better than it probably is.
It's got a 4.3 out of 5 stars
sold
On what rating system?
on the Amazon's rating system.
on the old
With what, like 4 reviews?
Let's see.
So what's the
308 reviews.
308.
Let's see. Let's pull up on Amazon.
One of the
We were spending a
best,
lot of-
worst films of all time.
Wait a minute.
I guess I'll have to check it out.
me go
Because I go by reviews on most things. And I mean, if that many people, I guess 308 people scored it. So it can't be that big of a deal.
Why,
but
why are we wasting so much time on this?
I don't know.
Anyway, Jerry, what have you been watching lately? And dude,
Oh, boy. I've got a lot of things.
I got a lot.
So
We got a lot to talk about, and we're short on time.
the first thing that I watched was the first episode of Jessica Jones,
Oh,
season
okay.
3.
I haven't watched any of it yet.
I've only watched one episode. Very good.
Really?
Liked it a lot. Again, it's just one episode. It kind of it feels like the first season again with this first episode. Not in the way of like explaining to you who Jessica Jones is. It just feels the same as how she's like doing like her PI work. You know, she feels like back to normal. She looks back to normal. She's doing her own thing. It's just really cool. I'm really excited about how the rest of the season's going to go. Again, it's just the very first episode, so I don't know where it's going to go after that, but I liked it a lot. So I got that one down. Then also I've watched the first 2 episodes of season 3 of Stranger Things.
I was going to ask you. I haven't started it at all. And in fact, I actually completely forgot it came out.
Yeah, and it came out 4th of July.
Oh, so I'm
And
not too far behind.
No, you're just a couple days off. But I watched the first 2 episodes this morning, actually, and I freaking love it.
It was good.
Oh gosh,
I'm so excited.
Everything that these people do.
I think I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
The Duffy Brothers.
The Duffy Brothers. Yeah.
Gosh, they wrap you into this
Why
world.
are they not in charge of everything yet? Why are they still only just doing that?
Because that's their show, man. That's like they created it 100%, and they're doing everything on their own. That's why it's good. You know what I mean? Like there's no other involvement there.
That's
It's
why I
just
think
them.
Netflix is great, because I don't think they micromanage.
No, I know
And you
they
definitely don't micromanage a show as popular as Stranger Things.
Right. And within the first 2 episodes, I'm like, I was kind of concerned when the first episode started, because I was like, man, don't be getting back into that again. You know, I felt like they were reverting back to how it was in season 1 and 2. I think season 2 was a good continuation of season 1 because of what was going on.
I remembered liking season 2 even more than season 1.
Yeah,
Season 2 was definitely better.
I love how season 2 ended.
Yeah.
And then the beginning of
And
season 1.
they brought it up to like greatly expand the universe.
What I really love here is that you get to see 11 as an actual girl in school, and they talk a lot about her and not Will. What's his name? Jack? Is it Jack? Their relationship, because they're like boyfriend and girlfriend now, openly, I guess.
Ooh.
And she's got like actual longer hair. She looks like a little girl. She's like doing girl things. It's just really neat to see them all interact together. And then that new girl that's in there with the red hair.
I haven't really even
season
seen
2.
the trailer, so.
Well, she's from season
okay.
2.
I don't remember.
And her brother Billy, he's
I don't
like the
remember
badass
season 2
dude.
that much. I just remember liking it.
Well, you need to remember it because all of
I
these
remember
people
the
come back
badass
for
dude
season
because
3.
he had like a bat, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, that's Steve. I think it's
Steve, yeah.
But then there's another badass
Steve.
dude, Billy. He's older, rides around in a sweet Trans Am. He's got like a long mullet. Everybody's like really attracted
So
to
that
him.
would be like me in high school.
Yeah, for sure.
That was like me.
He's got one little long earring and wears like aviators around.
Yeah.
And he's a
I
lifeguard.
didn't wear the earring, but
So he's a lifeguard, and all of the moms, like from the neighborhood, are lined up on chairs. And
pedophilia.
right when he
Great.
comes out for his like shift, you know,
Oh, it's back up.
and
there,
he's
Chris.
walking up to the pool to take over, and all the moms are like getting ready and like readjusting on the chairs just to watch him come
That's
out.
weird.
It is. That part's really weird.
Chick from Sex and the City's in that.
No,
The horse one? The horse face?
no,
Yeah.
no.
Not the horse face girl.
Jessica something.
Rabbit?
No, she's from Big Trouble in Little China.
What?
There's nobody from Sex and the City in this
Yes, there is.
show. I'm telling you.
Big City and Big Trouble in, what? That was a show movie from like the 70s.
No, the 80s.
80s,
80s,
yeah.
whatever.
But anyway,
Great movie though.
yeah. So this
That was Goldie Hawn, right?
I really
Nope,
like
this
the
is-
first 2 episodes. I think the direction they're going is way better than what I had expected. It's like it's startling in some places. Oh yeah, the boys were out there watching it too, and there's a few things that happen. And Grady looked at me and he's like, "I don't think I should watch this, Dad." I said, "No, I don't think you should either," because it like bothered him.
Scoot along, get in the other room.
Yep, and that's what they did. But it's good. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. And then the third thing, so I'm going to continue to watch all of those.
Yeah.
Obviously, the third thing is Toy Story 4. We
Yeah.
went and saw that tonight
Kim Cattrall.
with
Kim
the
Cattrall.
boys.
Yeah, she was in Sex and the City.
She's not in this season of Stranger Things. It's
Hold
not.
on there. Hold on. Keep going. Sorry.
Anyway,
Anyway.
we went and saw Toy Story 4.
We did
What was your take?
on our Snarf excursion.
Yeah.
With our children.
Field trip,
Field trip.
as you called it.
Snarf trip. Field.
Trip.
So I before you start, is it as bad as Sam said it was? Was it Sam?
No.
Okay.
I was actually prepared for the worst.
Sam
So-
didn't say it was bad.
We brought that up last week.
Yeah,
Dude's little cousin, who was on our T-ball team,
Yeah.
was like just massively depressed at one
He
T-ball
was
game.
so sad.
And like the next day after he saw the movie, and he just like was going on, and he told Cash didn't want to see it because what Sam told him about it.
Really?
Because
Yeah.
Sam told all the kids all about the movie.
Oh, he
apparently
did?
in the dugout.
I didn't know that.
Cash was like, I don't want to see it.
Grant
Sam
doesn't
was all
remember
upset,
anything,
and his mom was like, "Oh yeah, he was just crying the whole time.
Yep.
It was terrible." And I
He
just wanted it to be different than it was.
Yes, he wanted.
But I don't think it was
everyone
like
to stay the same.
I don't think it was necessarily like that sad. I could totally see it from a little kid's perspective, but see, this is the thing. We'll get into this, but because I got a couple things to bring up about this that I think were great about it. But I enjoyed it, but I would say I really, really enjoyed it. It wasn't like it super kept my attention through the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I really thought it was a good, solid movie. Probably maybe one of the better of the Toy Story franchise. Like, there are parts of Toy Story 3. I love Toy Story 3. And there's parts of it that are some of the best in movie history.
Sure.
But this is more even throughout the whole movie. Like, it's definitely a more adult tone.
It is.
To this movie, and points like even creepy and scary.
Yeah.
To a certain extent. But the whole movie is definitely more, it's less kid-like and more adult in tone.
I completely agree. That's what I was going to bring up, is that I feel like they shot for our demographic rather than a child's demographic.
Yeah.
And I think it's because, when the movie came out, we were kids basically, and we grew up with it. And I think the movie did too.
It doesn't really play as a kid's movie all that much. But this brought up a point, because Marley said that in the car ride home. She's like, yeah, I just felt like for a kid's movie, it was like pretty depressing throughout the whole movie. Like, every aspect of the movie was like depressing. And I go, but that's what I think was great about it. And what's great about the Toy Story franchise is it doesn't talk down to kids.
Yeah. No, it doesn't at all.
It allows them. And I told her, I was bringing that up too. I'm like, and we're not going to super spoil the movie, because I know a lot of people aren't going to see this in theaters.
Yeah.
But, I'm like, you need those depressing parts at the beginning and the middle of the movie to pay off the ending of the movie.
Yes.
And to make you understand that character's journey, Woody's journey throughout the movie. And I'm glad that exists, and it doesn't sugarcoat it for kids, because they're able to see the character go and have the depressing things happen,
and still
and then
be okay.
him learn from them, and then grow, and then move on to a different phase.
Absolutely. And they do that perfectly in all of them.
I think that's really smart for kids' movies.
Yeah.
To do. Other things that jumped out about me is it looks incredible.
That's what I said to Amy. I said the animation of this movie is
maybe the best of anything ever.
Standing.
Really? It is incredible.
What in the beginning with the RC car in the water is like when they did a close up of it when he's trying to reach the car. I'm like, what the heck is this? Is unbelievable.
Every single thing about this, has to be the greatest achievement in an animated movie of all time.
And
really,
I mean, they make the humans still look
cartoonish,
but I don't know how to explain it. Everything else about
it's
it
the
is like real life.
So that's what's amazing about it is the characters all generally look about the same. They have a little more depth. Like, Bo Peep is porcelain, which I never knew before, but you can see it.
Yes.
Connor. But my point was the backgrounds.
Yeah.
There's a scene where they're walking at night down the road, and like you're looking at it, and you're like, this is two toys walking in real life.
It looks like real life. It looks like real life with toys just there. The road looks real. The leaves on the ground look real. The trees in the background, everything. It's becoming morning, and I don't know.
It was I don't even know how
what
they
it does
did
when
it.
I go outside.
I don't know how anybody could animate that.
It had to have taken
How
forever.
you can animate the look of reality so closely.
Yeah.
Well, the original Toy Story came out in 1996. That's 23 years ago.
Well, yeah. I mean, go back and watch that movie now, and it looks like
23 years ago.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, well, I mean,
and at that time, that was like forefront of animation.
Yeah.
The great thing about this is the backdrops and everything is photorealistic, but it's still animated in a way that it's animation.
Yeah.
They don't like make it like perfect, but it's on purpose.
They look like toys.
Yeah.
Right? They're not made to look like real people or real figures by any means. They make them look like a real toy. So then you have these real looking toys in the foreground of a photorealistic backdrop.
Yeah.
Basically everywhere they go. And that to me is incredible. I cannot imagine how much time they spent.
How much money, yeah.
just time in general, though, of somebody staring at a computer, making these things frame by frame look real.
Right. The other thing that really jumped out at me too was the score, the music.
Yeah.
I guess I'd never noticed an orchestral score in the Toy Story movies before. But this had a really good one, especially towards the end.
I don't think I really paid attention to it.
Other things that really jumped out at me was Keanu Reeves as Duke Kaboom.
Yeah,
Duke
was
Kaboom,
unbelievable.
It was really good.
Duke Kaboom is an amazing toy.
Yeah.
Apparently, that all of that was really good.
There was some stuff, like all the kind of stuff with that Forky character, for me, was getting a little tired
Yeah.
at times. But
Amy loved him. Thought it was
the
hilarious.
kids loved him. Sky just loved the movie. I very good movie. You know, it's a very good movie. It's a very good movie for anybody to go see, and it has a great arc to it.
Yeah.
And it's definitely more adult in tone. Has a great ending, I thought.
Yeah.
Although satisfying or not satisfying, I don't know.
I would say the unsatisfying part to me is that I just feel like Woody would have more, I don't know, not necessarily depth, but I just feel like he just goes a little bit overboard with it, all of it. Like
definitely.
where he's just always running away. Like at some point, wouldn't you just be okay with staying with your kid?
Right.
Rather than trying to.
Yeah, that got a little much.
I just was like, this doesn't seem realistic to me on what he would do.
That 100% agree. I was thinking that as the movie was going on. It actually took me out of it a little bit.
Yeah. And so that he seemed just overboard on everything. I get how they tie it in because he, wants to be relevant again, basically, but I just don't feel like that's what he would be doing.
Yeah.
To be relevant, especially for a spork.
Yeah.
But Forky was funny for the majority of the movie and was kind of cool, but I didn't need him as a main character.
No.
I didn't need it to be wrapped around that one character.
The movie really shined with Bo Peep.
Yeah,
That was
Bo
the
Peep
best
was
part of
really
it.
great. Yep.
And the whole arc with the bad guy, which is this doll,
Oh.
the ending on that was amazing.
I was going to bring that up too. I love how they make the bad guy into a good guy at the end. You know what I mean? I think that was really neat how they wrapped it up to where
Spoilers.
they just aren't all bad people. You know, that's really cool because she really wasn't after something bad.
I'm going to tell you too, the very opening of the movie where they're kind of summing up the past movies.
Yeah.
And the kids are passing which looks amazing.
Oh yeah.
And they're like shots that are following the toys as the kids are flying them through the air.
Yeah.
That about had me choking up.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
It's amazing how they do that. They tie in all the movies in the first scene. And, well, I guess it's not the first scene, but throughout the beginning of the movie.
It's kind of weird because I never thought I needed a Toy Story 4.
No.
Never thought I needed it. Didn't want it. Wasn't really excited to go see it, to be honest. I was 100% on board with like, I'll take the kids to this, but I'm not really interested. And it did feel kind of at the end of it to be like, oh, feels like a finale.
Yes.
Like it feels
does.
like the end.
They wrapped it up. I think they wrapped it up pretty well. If they make another movie, that's ridiculous.
I don't know how
me.
they could do that at this point. So that's a lot on Toy Story 4, but I would say I'd recommend it. If you're not bringing kids, you could probably wait for home video.
I think so, but I do think I think you will lose something on those graphics.
You'll lose
by
the
waiting
detail of how, and go to a digital, like a high definition digital theater.
Yeah.
Because it really is an impressive visual feat.
Where'd you guys go to see it at, Morris?
Oswego.
Oswego.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anything
So
else?
that's all I got. I watched I keep watching Swamp Thing.
Yeah, we can talk about that. I'm one episode behind.
So I saw. Was it 2 episodes since we last talked about this?
Before we get into
probably?
that, we had a little intermission there.
Oh yeah,
because dude has to pee all the time.
He does. He just constantly got to go.
That's my mom.
He's like a woman that's had 3 children.
And then we were talking about Randy Newman because the score of Toy Story 4 is incredible, like I was talking about, and all the movies, which he scores himself. Not just his songs, but also the orchestral part. I think orchestral, like kestrel, like the bird.
The score that he did for like the very first Toy Story movie has probably made him all the monies in the world.
Oh yeah. So you got to bring up though that you were grossly offended by him.
Well, yeah, because I started. I was listening to Kevin Smith. He's talking about like the Randy Newman stuff. He starts singing it, and it got me really nostalgic about Toy Story again on my way home from work. I was like, I'm gonna bring up some Randy Newman. Like, let's listen to him on iTunes. So I bring him up, and I'm listening to a bunch of songs and having a good old time, with the whole "You Got a Friend in Me," and then I get into this song called "Short People."
You got to play it.
And
No,
Put
legally,
up
I can't.
okay.
but if you want to follow along at home, it's called "Short People" by
called
Randy Newman.
Short People, yeah. And he says, "Short people got," or he says, "Short people got no. Short people got no. Short people got no reason to live." Yeah. And then he goes on explaining how they've got little hands, little eyes, little noses, little teeth,
Little shoes for their dirty little feet.
nasty little feet. He says something like
Got
that.
nobody to love.
You got to pick them up to say hello.
Yeah.
Then
And
we
all
are
this
not
stuff-
joking about any of this
No,
right
it's
now.
crazy.
You hear him say like, yeah, he's like, you gotta pick him up just to say hello.
It's kind of a catchy song, though.
It is catchy.
I would
but
listen to that song.
Screw you, Randy Newman. It's not my fault.
Maybe he is short.
I don't know. Let's
He
look
seems
up.
like he'd be a tall person.
He
I
probably
don't know
is.
what he
He's got
looks
that
like.
big, deep voice.
Yeah.
Hey,
If-
I'm a man.
I know Randy Newman's been a butt of a million jokes on Family Guy. They have Randy Newman
Oh,
on
yeah.
Family Guy all the time.
Well, at least
And
I
it's
know
He
why
hilarious.
now.
he is 6 foot tall. Same height
Oh.
as me.
Yeah, well, that's a
And-
hell of a lot taller than
That's
me.
pretty tall.
And me.
It's better than average. Average is like 5'7" or 5'8", isn't it? 5'8".
I don't know.
Why, when you
today.
put in Randy Newman height, it says 6 foot, and then it says people also search for Carole King height,
I don't know. Maybe they were dating. at
John
one point.
Williams height, John Lasseter height.
Oh, because all of those people. Well, John Lasseter's a writer. He wrote
Yeah.
Toy Story.
And directed and
But-
was like it created it, but he got Me Too'd. He's out.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he got fired. He was the head of Pixar.
Yeah, well,
Yikes.
he was like the greatest director ever.
Not Me Too'd, like he was
he did
just doing some really inappropriate stuff on set, like
Yeah.
touching people inappropriately.
Oh,
There-
man.
Workplace harassment.
Well, there was some controversy behind that because it was really over dramatized.
Yeah, it was like disgruntled employees.
and
too.
there was no there. That's the key right there. Was disgruntled employees. And-
But he's
and-
still out nonetheless.
But yeah,
Either way, you can't.
And there was big news on the Toy Story front because they went back quietly. Disney went back and
That's where I was
re-edited
going
out
with-
a scene from Toy Story 2, which was in the post
Oh,
credits.
never mind.
Oh,
you know,
really?
in the post credits, how they had like behind the scenes, like
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah.
characters, like they were actually filming the
Yes,
movie.
and laughing and
And
whatever.
the old prospector, which was Kelsey Grammer,
Yeah.
they have a scene where the camera kind of sneaks up behind him and he's in the box with two Barbie dolls and he's like stroking their hand. He's like, "Oh, you want a part in the movie, huh?" Oh,
No
yeah.
way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I watched it on YouTube afterwards and it was super creepy. At first I thought, "Oh my God, come on."
Yeah.
And then I watched the scene and I'm like, "Oh no.
Oh, no,
they
that's-
should have cut that out." And
That's
then he
bad.
looks around at the camera and realizes that he's like, I mean, you know, if you girls need any tips on acting, that'd be great. And they walk out, and he
Oh,
stares at their
my
asses as they
gosh.
walk out. That is in the post credits.
That's
Well,
kind of
guess what I'm watching tomorrow morning on YouTube?
that's kind of shitty.
Yeah, it was actually. I'm like, okay, I get it. That should not be in there.
Well, Randy
the way,
Newman
I-
shouldn't be in there.
I'm my third flavor now of Shiner sea salt and lime.
That one seems like it would be
let's
like a
look up.
margarita.
I'm waiting on it here. What's your take, Chris?
It's not bad. It kind of tastes like Bud Light lime.
Oh, I could drink that. Okay. Well, anyways, I did watch
Tastes
a
just like
couple
Bud Light
episodes
Lime.
of Swamp Thing. Now
Are you
that-
caught up?
I think so. I believe I am, but except for today, one would have come out, but I
Okay,
didn't.
so I'm 2 behind now. I just watched the one from 2 ago, which I really, really enjoyed. It's the one where, not really spoilers, but
It's the one that I discussed
she
on the
jumps
last
in
episode.
the water. She goes into the water to get her
Yeah,
dead daughter.
yeah, that's the last one that was out.
No, there's
Wasn't
one. There's one after that and a new one that just came out today.
Maybe I am one behind then, but I feel like
Really enjoying it. This show. It's getting
Swamp
better.
Thing, yeah, Swamp Thing's getting much more involved because the dream guy, what's his name? The the premonition man, or something like that. In the comic books, they call him something, but he basically explains Swamp Thing's powers to him.
Oh, yeah. I didn't really catch who that was.
Okay, he's in... I can't remember what they call him. The Walking Man or Premonition Man.
Anyway.
But anyway, he's like he's like the daydream guy.
Okay.
Which Swamp Thing's like literally just like daydreaming this man. He's just seeing him. And he's out in a boat
cool
fishing. And he comes up and he explains to him, like...
He explains to him what the green is.
Yes, he explains to him what the green is, that he can feel them, like listen to the trees. They know a lot because they've been around for so
the green
long.
into it.
Absolutely.
Well, definitely, but
Thank God.
this is like episode 6 I'm on. There's only 10 episodes. It's just a real shame. You can tell they're setting this, like, they are going to have they meant this show to last many seasons.
Yes.
Because they are setting up stuff that would take seasons to do. Would be amazing, but it's not going to happen. So I almost feel like I'm just setting myself up for disappointment.
I mean, apparently, the guy who plays Swamp Thing, the actor that plays the actual Swamp Thing, did an interview, and he said that it was a complete surprise to them that first off it was canceled, and when it was shortened from 13 to 10, and all of them, he said he had already read the scripts for like 11 and 12. And was really excited about getting into that place and like doing that those scenes and whatnot. And then he said he didn't have a clue how they would ever finish this season and wrap it up like they needed to.
There's no way.
He claims, I mean, and he's just doing PR for the show, but he claims they wrapped it up really well. And
that might be true. What I'm sad about is they've set up stuff that I know they could explore in future seasons that would be amazing.
Yeah.
But as we'll get into a little bit later in one of my sections, it's very the show borrows from the comics in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
But it is not the same as the comics necessarily.
Yet. It could be.
It could be. It's just kind of setting that up, but it's different enough. It's kind of doing its own thing.
In the beginning. Which
is fine.
Yeah, I think they did the origin story of Swamp Thing. I think they did that part a little bit different on their own. They did an interpretation of that, but I really feel like it is going the way of...
Well, just the fact that...
of the comic
and
book.
we'll talk about it a little bit, but the fact that they have characters that are kind of ancillary side characters, like the cop is Matt Cable.
Yeah.
And you know from the comics that Abby and him get married and stuff. Like they start out that way.
And they're showing...
So they're like, this is a slow burn
that
you know is never going to get paid off.
Exactly. Because they show him showing interest in her.
So you guys are depressing me because I just got the DC app.
It's still worth watching.
It's absolutely worth watching.
I just got the DC app a week ago, and there's, from listening to you guys and talking to you two about how much content, I'm all right, I'll download it. And I was blown away about how much content there is.
It's amazing.
On this
oh
app.
my gosh, this app has so much stuff.
I'm like, it's like anything you want to see with DC, it's on there. And I just haven't had time to watch Swamp Thing yet.
The great thing I think about Swamp Thing is for the average person who isn't had a deep dive into Swamp Thing comics, it's a perfectly fine standalone story.
Oh yeah,
that will probably be very satisfying, and they could probably end it. They could definitely end this season in a satisfying way.
Yeah.
I just know that they're setting up stuff for the future that's never going to happen, but most people don't know that.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's irrelevant.
And it's sad.
It is sad.
It's really sad, but because I have enjoyed it so far. But yeah, that's all I've watched recently that is of any worth.
Dude, you got anything you've been watching?
Yeah, I got sucked into a 1993 mini-series show from BritBox, but we don't talk about that. I don't know how I got sucked into it, but I've been paying for it on Amazon Prime. Long story.
What's it called?
Sharps Rifles. It's
it was a show, like a TV show.
Yeah, like a TV show. Yeah.
Sharps made rifles.
Who's the actor from who played Ned Stark?
Bean, Sean Bean.
Sean Bean. It's what got him pushed out into the stage front.
Really?
It's just from 1993. I've been buying it. I got sucked into it from YouTube, and then I just started watching it, and so I sort of I'm sucked into it. It takes part during the Napoleonic Wars in Spain, and I don't know how I ended up there. It's just did, and I'm addicted to it. I don't know how, because it's so cheesy. It's from the mid '90s.
If you want to go back and watch a '90s show that's just still freaking amazing, like maybe an '80s, early '90s show, go back and watch Twin Peaks.
Oh gosh, Twin Peaks is really good.
It's good.
The production value, and especially in the first season, is like a little bit. You're like, oh, this is made in 1990, but.
Did you watch the new Twin Peaks?
No, I didn't. I didn't hear great things about it either.
I heard it was horrible.
Oh,
yeah.
That's sad.
But anything else?
Some cherry pie? Nah, just Yellowstone. I'm continuing with that.
So I don't have that much. Swamp Thing was the main thing. I've been catching up on that. It's still great. It's getting better actually every episode.
It does. It really does. Like I said, I really like.
Not a huge amount for Swamp Thing himself to do in this show.
He's getting more and more to do though.
Yeah.
Like every episode is more and more him. And I like that because once he figured out that the trees could talk and he could see things, and then he tells Abby, like, I saw you in the water, like looking for her friend, I can't remember. Shauna, yeah. Looking for her. And then
creepy show, man.
It is creepy.
It's a creepy show.
It is creepy, and I love it.
Yeah.
And I don't like that stuff, but I just love Swamp Thing so much. Yeah. I'll take whatever you give me.
I really like
I don't like creepy movies and horror. Not really.
Even though Jerry the Prowler, he prowls, he is the horror.
Yeah. Yeah.
He doesn't need to consume it.
Yeah. Especially if you saw me.
He's got a purple cape.
I've got that. Yeah. And that music that plays.
I really don't think he hit a mink eating his chickens. I really think that was him.
Oh, that's anher story.
You see him out there with the full moon, with a purple cape and like a purple beret. Just chewing the heads off the chickens. A purple beret, a fake mustache, one of those skinny ones though.
Yeah, the skinny ones.
Fires everywhere.
Purple cape and like one of those canes with like a glass hexagonal.
Yeah, I feel like
crystal ball on top.
I feel like this is Clockwork Orange.
This is a comic book.
It could be
Jerry the Prowler.
Yeah, let's get on writing that.
Oh, I got an idea for a comic book there. Jerry the Prowler back in old London, but you are hunting Jack the Ripper.
Oh man.
But you're also bad.
You be quiet.
Yeah, I'd be really bad.
But you're like...
This is like $1 million idea you're giving away.
Yeah. Copyright Snarf Talk.
It's all copyrighted.
Yeah, copyright Snarf Comics.
Jerry the Prowler prowling on Jack the Ripper.
That's awesome. Let's write it.
Bank it. We just got 20 more to do before that.
Yeah.
The only other thing I've watched other than Toy Story 4 is I watched the new How to Train Your Dragon.
Did you?
Hidden World or whatever.
I've seen that. Yeah.
I've been trying to sucker the boys into watching that.
It's been out since last summer.
No, it just came out
in the spring.
The Hidden World? Oh, I'm sorry.
Like right around Lego 2.
Yes. Well, I've seen it, yeah.
Yeah, it just came out like a week or two ago. On video.
Oh, on video. Yeah, it came out.
The Light Fury.
Yeah. It was good. It was really good.
Did you like it?
I really, really enjoyed it.
I want to see it. Really.
It was
I recommend it.
Probably my favorite of the franchise.
Is it watchable on Amazon without buying it?
No.
Oh, you
have to rent it. We rented it.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm going to do then.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed it. I think it'll probably be on Netflix or HBO probably within the next couple months. Nah, not a couple weeks.
Because Aquaman came out. When Aquaman come out? Last fall.
I don't remember.
That's coming to HBO this weekend or next week.
Yeah, usually it takes a little bit of time.
Well, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is on Netflix now.
Yeah.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
So it's like 6 months maybe. It takes 6 months.
Okay.
But anyway,
it's really good.
It was good. It was worth it's
very nostalgic if you like the How to Train Your Dragon.
It's nostalgic. They really like pay off the arcs of the characters. Mm-hmm. They have a great villain. It's probably the best villain of the series.
Really? Yeah, don't spoil it
it's
for
funny.
me.
It's good. It's a good movie.
Good.
Because I've been trying to sucker the boys into watching that movie for a long time. And for some reason, they just haven't ever really been big into How to Train
I wouldn't
Your Dragon.
say my kids have not either been huge into that.
I have been.
But,
I want to watch it.
Bryce is because he's in the guns.
Yeah.
and they're just like killing things, using the guns, and that's we started seeing the previews for that, and it was awesome. He wanted to see it. He's like,
what does that have to do with guns and killing things?
Dragons and guns go hand in hand, apparently.
The villain was about trapping them and killing them, and Bryce is about
trapping and killing.
Kind of like trapping and killing me.
I think you might have
I'd
a
love him
potential
to come
problem.
out.
You might have a potential problem on your hands in like 10 years.
We could put him to good use on my property. He could come out and kill a mink.
Bryce loves his
I
Nerf
can't.
guns.
Yeah, well, hey, I hear there's a bunch of chickens on the loose in Mazan. He could really get his
Have him trap a
pellet
chicken.
gun out there. And
Have you seen this? The one rooster that's been loose in Mazan forever?
Yeah.
Have you caught him yet?
No, I haven't. He got sucked into the grass being blown on the blacktop. So that poor rooster.
yeah,
got
he actually
killed.
slipped on the
He
grass
slipped
and
on the
ran
grass.
into a train.
Yeah, he did.
It's true.
That's what I told.
True story.
That's Tim put a Snapchat chat up of like somebody blowing grass in the street and how terrible it was.
Apparently, people have been calling the police on people that are blowing in town that have been blowing their grass on the street now.
Because of motorcycles
True
going 7
story.
miles an hour.
Yeah, no, on side streets.
Right.
Oh,
So they're
in
going to be
town,
going.
cops roll by when you're mowing to see if you're blowing your grass into the street.
Pretty crazy.
You're kidding me.
No, serious face right now for people listening on my face.
Mazan
That's-
is... oh
That's
my God.
something, guys.
Got a new town cop.
Hey,
He's
Mazan.
not screwing around.
Hey Mazan has always been crazy, but almost in an entertaining way. But it has taken a weird turn
Big
in the last
turn.
2 months.
It's very entertaining. I swear to God, I'm going to start a coyote farm, and you guys are going to help me on it.
It'd be it's fun to look at what people are saying.
Not
but
anymore.
No.
It's
gone off the rails.
Yeah, it's gotten.
My friend had put on, he was trolling on Amazon, and he put this thing on him giving a bath to a cougar, saying, hey, look at my new cat. And just totally was just put out there on Amazon to troll. And he had more bites on it. And
Oh
there's
my
people flipping out like, there's people called the state game warden on him. True story. They called the state game warden, showed up at his door, like, where's the cougar at? He's like, oh, fucking cougar with a picture. And he's like, what the fuck?
It's a picture I put from the internet.
Yeah.
Isn't that
That's
ridiculous?
how screwed up people are on Amazon.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, keep going.
That's all I've been watching. That's all I got.
Yeah,
I've got what I've been reading.
Ooh, I'd love to hear it.
So I, since we're on Swamp Thing,
Yeah.
I took a deep dive. I read The Saga of Swamp Thing by Alan Moore, which I know, guys, we talk about it all the time,
We do.
but we've never really deep dove into it. It's so good. I just got to tell everybody how good it is.
Which volume did you read?
I read 1 and 2, volumes 1 and 2.
So I'm on 3. I've got 3. They're yours.
Yeah.
I have them at the house.
Didn't you get them for your birthday?
I got 1 and 2 for my birthday.
Oh, okay.
But then I had yours in the basement that I found, and they're 3 and 4.
So I had not read it in a long time, and I was surprised how much I did not remember at all. To be honest with
there's
you.
so much to it.
But
It's very wordy.
it's very, very wordy,
Which-
and not in a bad way. It's kind of weird. It's almost like a long poem
Yes.
with like pictures,
Yeah, it is.
because it's very like descriptive of like the atmosphere, but not directly about the story.
And it's written differently.
It's not like not a lot of the writing advances the story. It's just like is writing that exists, and then
Yeah.
you kind of have to discern your way through it.
That's what I was going to say. You have to really pay attention to what you're reading, and what is going on in the pictures, because you're not going to figure it out just by reading the words.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
But
there's
the
so
great
much
thing
going
is, and
on.
you know how many times I went back and read pages over and over and over again just to kind of keep, but it's fine. Like it, especially after the first, when you learn how to read it,
Yeah.
it's a stroke of genius.
Which might scare people off of reading it, but I would say give it a shot, because by the end of it, you'll love it.
But I was going to go through a little bit of what some of my favorite issues have been so far. I mean, obviously the anatomy lesson, which is 21, is really great. Just because like the suspense and drama that it built, the suspense that it builds for like a very little amount happening.
That part, Amy was laughing at me because that part of the story gets me like incredibly emotional. I don't know why. It's like, it's just the way it's written and the way like Swamp Thing talks about himself. It's wild to me.
But then you go into issue 2, which is more focused on the Floronic Man. Who's kind of the main character on it.
And he's like, basically the main bad guy in the show, the TV show.
They have this amazing, it's in the second issue, this amazing section of pages. I don't know if you remember this one specifically, where Swamp Thing is just like, this is where he is, well, the Floronic Man is getting into the green. And he's just like, I am the plant. I am the trees. A boa of moss hangs about my shoulders. I feel the intricate genius of the lianas, the giant timeless wisdom of the redwoods. It just goes on and on. It's just freaking amazing.
It is.
But then they go on.
People don't write like this.
No. And then they go on to, like, the third episode is like the end of that when he starts going berserk on that town. It's great. So that section's great, but it goes on after that. It's they're like in 3-issue arcs. Yep. They're like little arcs, which are, it's really cool because
it's something new all the time.
Yeah, it's something new all the time. Like the second arc, or in that first arc is when they bring in the Justice League, but they don't really do much. But I'm trying to find through here. After that was the one that just, it gets amazing. And I don't remember exactly what volume it's in, but it's the one where Swamp Thing has to travel to hell.
Yeah. So
to get Abby's soul.
It's not in the first volume.
Okay, is that in the second
it's
volume?
It's in the second, yeah.
Oh, I'm totally forgetting about this. There's a whole section where this little boy gets taken over by a fear demon.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a great one, man.
Yeah, we don't need to go like in a ton of depth because it'll take forever. We could literally talk about this forever.
It's super
speaking
dark.
Of dark, Jerry, have you seen Justice League Dark yet?
No, I haven't watched it yet. Just like I keep saying, like there is just so much crap to watch.
That's one you need to watch right away, though.
Yeah.
Really? Okay,
yeah.
I guess I have to watch it.
But that whole issue with the demon that comes with to kill the little boy, essentially. Yep. That's great. And then that demon
it's super
comes back.
intense.
You're right. It is in the book too. And that's the one I wanted to specifically bring up because all of it is great. But this issue, I don't remember if it was 1 issue or 2 issues. But what happens is Abby basically gets killed.
Yep.
And Arcane comes back and he, to get revenge on Swamp Thing, damns her soul to hell. And Swamp Thing has to go to hell and get shepherded down there by what's that guy? The Stranger.
The Stranger, yeah.
And
the Stranger. That's the guy.
What?
The Stranger. That's the guy that comes in the swamp to tell.
Oh, is that who it is?
Yes.
Dream guy you were talking about earlier.
Yes.
Okay.
In the books, he's called the Stranger, but in the TV show, they're calling him like the Daydreamer or something like that.
I think it's a Halo of Fly. No, that's the one with Matt Cable. I don't know. Anyway, this issue or 2 issues or whatever that he goes to hell it's amazing.
It's unbelievable.
See, that's what I want out of the show.
I know. We're never going to get that.
Well, if DC would just do what Marvel does and follow the comics, they'd be light years ahead of
it. I can understand though why it's hard to follow that.
Well, they're setting up the Floronic Man.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be the idea of the first season.
I just want people to have an open mind and just say, I'm going to read something that's different. I'm going to read something that's
challenging. Takes
a little bit of work. That's why, like, I read books by Cormac McCarthy. He wrote, like, All the Pretty Horses, Blood Meridian, a bunch of books. But anyway, like, the way he writes is really hard to read. He doesn't use much punctuation. He writes weird words. Like, he's really hard to read, but it takes some time to get used to it. But once you do, it's incredible the stuff that this guy has written. And I was explaining that to Amy. I'm like, it's really challenging. Like, it takes me a long time to read a book of his because it's just so hard to read at first. But once you get in the rhythm, like you get to know his writing style for that particular book, and you can just like go off on it. And she's like, I don't want to work that hard to read something.
And I feel like that's kind of the case with Saga of Swamp Thing by Alan Moore too, because
it's the style of writing.
It's the style of writing. You read these issues and then for weeks you're just thinking about it.
Yeah.
You just think about it and then it just like settles into you.
Yep.
like a fog.
And this is why we talk about Swamp Thing all the time. And I know it gets boring, and I know people aren't as involved with it as what we are, but this is our thing, and this book is it, man. Like
It's
this
legit.
This story that will be around forever is something that everyone needs to know about.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm so
personally.
excited to get further down because I don't think I ever read the full run. I mean, I've definitely read the first 3 books.
So the first 2 were I read those. They weren't much. There wasn't much new about it to me when I reread it.
You remembered most of it?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, there's always something that you miss.
I kind of forgot about like the returned man.
But 3, and I haven't started 4, but I just started 3 the other day actually, and that felt new to me.
Okay.
I know I've read all of it, but that felt the newest to me. I just feel like I've gotten to 1 and 2 more often than I have anything else. The anatomy
Definitely too later in, like in book 2, and as you go forward, it's more cohesive story.
yes.
Versus like book 1, which is very like ethereal.
Yeah.
It's like the words that you're reading don't necessarily have much to do with what's on the page.
Right. And it could be rough. I mean, if somebody new to the book reading that,
I had to read like the anatomy lesson like 3 or 4 times.
I've read it. I've read that specific book probably like 30 to 40 times.
Yeah.
I just keep rereading. I'll just flip to that pages and reread it because I think it's incredible.
So dude's going to go home tonight with a brand new copy, a well-used copy of The Saga of Swamp Thing, book 1. When you finish that, I'll give you the next one.
I'm not going to read that tonight.
No.
Well, no, not tonight.
Not tonight. I don't need it back tomorrow.
Yeah. Right.
But I
Take your
will
time.
read it. I mean, you guys played up.
You need
good,
to.
So
You really need to. This
do
is
love
what I
Swamp
live
Thing.
off of. It's the only reason I'm alive.
It just makes me think
That's
like
pretty sad, Jerry.
That's not true.
this series that Alan Moore did
to love.
would be
Short people ain't got nobody to love.
call back. No, this is like the perfect movie series, or like I don't know how
You
they
can't
at
do
least
it in a
haven't done it
movie.
animated.
You can't-
It's super rated R. I mean, it's off the charts rated R.
100%.
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
it's horror. It's suspense.
It's very, very horrific. A lot of it,
Yeah.
and not like in a
I've said
scary
it once,
way,
I've
but
said
in
it
a.
again. DC hates their fans. I'm telling you, they just hate us.
But at least they could do it animated.
I'm starting to feel that way too. But they could
How
do it
amazing
animated.
would that be animated?
I would watch.
Oh my
Like
God.
if it harkened back to like that Spawn animated show and that like style, that'd be incredible.
even if it was like the style of the Spawn movie,
yeah,
I'd be all about that.
No, the
I like the Spawn movie.
Spawn animated the
No, the animated is phenomenal.
the HBO series. It's awesome, man.
yeah.
That was an HBO series?
I thought it was MTV.
I thought it was
It's
too.
HBO.
I thought it was MTV.
My brother Al called me to correct you guys.
Did he really?
No
Oh, man.
kidding.
We had
All
some
right.
other corrections too.
Oh, let's get into them.
Oh, you really? Okay.
Wow.
We got some listener corrections, which, by the way, I 100% love to get.
Absolutely.
Like, we are so
We
wrong
want-
about most of everything in our lives.
I'm not the guy that's on here saying I'm right. I'm not right
Notes
about
and
any of this
corrections,
stuff.
I live for it.
I just happen to have a microphone in front of me and speak into it and just say stuff.
He also had some ideas for some future shows, so I'm kind of excited about that. One thing he brought up was that we talked about a lot about Taylor Swift in the last episode.
Yes.
And he said, look it up. She's 100% a white supremacist, so that's a fun theory to look into.
Whoa.
We're not going to do that right now.
Whoa.
We'll save that for
Whoa.
a future.
Yeah.
That's
episode.
You're really going down the rabbit hole with that one.
I mean,
That's a tall order. I don't think it's true.
That's a
T Swift. I'm not
Hard
taking on
statement.
that battle.
No way. I love T Swift. She ain't no white supremacist.
No, Toby Keith kind
People were a little upset about our discussion of the polyamorous throuple.
whores.
Yikes.
that you were judging people's lifestyles.
Oh, Judgy McJudgerson.
And you are a noted sexist and racist.
It has been noticed multiple times by Christopher over there that I am a
But you're
racist.
really not. But
No, I shouldn't call people names. That's the wrong thing to do. But
however,
I don't necessarily agree with it. Right? I think it's ridiculous myself.
I will teach their own, Jerry. I mean,
No, you're 100% right, and that's why I said I don't go by what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm just telling you how I feel.
yeah,
Because the only thing I have is my thoughts.
no.
don't ever
100%.
bow to political pressure.
I don't.
That's
I don't.
That's what's great about America.
Because short people have no reason to bow to political pressure.
They got no reason to live, so you might as well put it all on the line.
So
just go for it, Jerry.
Just prowl it all up and down the coast.
I'm gonna prowl the shit out of it, and I'm just saying, like, I feel like a polyamorous throuple won't succeed in the end.
That sounds like a very fancy term for a threesome. Oh,
Just
wait.
know,
Wait,
totally cool with that. Just know that we're not like, when we say things like that, we're not taking like political stances. We're just
no. This is not a political show.
We're just joshing. We're just here for the funds. Don't be offended.
But
If you're offended, don't listen to the show.
you know, it says the alt-right white supremacists have chosen Taylor Swift as their Aryan goddess.
Hey,
So, but
that doesn't mean she's chosen to
but
be an Aryan
it
guy.
says, it says under that through no fault of her own.
Right. So that doesn't really make her a white supremacist, now does it?
I don't know.
I mean,
She could be.
I'm a T Swift fan, so
So you don't want her to be a white supremacist?
no.
Or do
I don't-
you?
No. I don't think
Are
so.
you? Now I'm questioning you.
oh boy.
The other thing that he said was, I don't know why you guys keep saying Marvel is thinking about the Eternals movie. They already have 4 people cast for it. Richard Madden, who is Rob Stark, Angelina Jolie, Kumail Nanjiani,
Yeah.
and Salma Hayek just joined.
And honestly, I just found this out too. Like
And
recently, I just found this out.
Keanu Reeves is in talks.
Oh, Bill and Ted's
That'd be really
Excellent
good.
Adventure.
Now, the reason we kept saying that is because, first of all, there's a lag in when these episodes come out, but it's because there were a lot of people coming out saying over and over again that, hey, don't get too excited. It doesn't necessarily mean there's an Eternals movie. Just because they're casting people to play Eternals doesn't mean there's necessarily an Eternals movie. Apparently there is, just to be clear. But
Well, they cast Ben Affleck to do the new Batman movie, and that got scrapped. His whole script got shelved. And
well, apparently they have like officially said there is an Eternals movie. The only thing I was getting at is that like I knew they were casting Eternals. I just thought maybe they could show up in like Guardians of the Galaxy or something else. Just because they're casting people doesn't mean they're in a name-plated movie. But
Yeah, a lot of
apparently
the
we're
time-
wrong and they are, and they are doing it.
A lot of the time, they do bring in those people in other movies and then start their own movie.
Right.
But
I hope they
I'm all
do.
for it.
I have no idea or interest or knowledge of the Eternals franchise or
None.
universe.
No, I have none.
I know nothing about it. But I'm here for anything.
And
I'll
again,
take anything.
yeah.
I like cosmic scale.
The only
movies.
thing I basically listen to or go off of is Kevin Smith and Mark Bernardin, and they were talking about it too. So
Okay, and then he also mentioned an idea for a future podcast because we could do it now, but we're not going to.
no, we don't have time. We're over 2 hours at the moment.
He read a couple weeks ago about an idea about if we could recast the Avengers with mid-90s actors.
Ooh.
And I thought that's a really good idea. That could be really fun.
Yeah, that would be extremely fun. I could do that.
Oh,
I could do that on the spot.
Well, he actually suggested that he would like Jerry to do it on the spot.
I could do it on the spot.
Boom, Captain America.
Oh no, we don't have time to do it right now.
Okay, next week.
Yeah, definitely next
week we will recast the Avengers.
Sorry, it's just that we're already over 2 hours.
I mean, I was thinking about it on the way here. I'm like, just trying to think of 90s actors, and all I could think of were the cast of Friends.
No.
Matt LeBlanc
I
is
was
Captain America.
I was just
Chandler
going to
Bing
say
as
that.
Ant-Man.
Matt LeBlanc as Thor.
No.
David Schwimmer. What would he
David Swimmer's Thor.
Groot. That's about all he can do.
do? There's no black people in that show, so it would be hard to do a Black Panther.
Oh yeah, that's
Wow.
true. No,
God.
we're not using the friends anyway, so
Yeah.
get that out of there. I think yeah, no, we're not doing that. Next.
Yeah.
Keep going.
That's
Keep
it. So
going.
I thought those
That's all you
were
got.
cool suggestions, and we love getting corrections and notes.
Yeah, I want more people to tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I really do. I think that
And I want more people to tell Jerry that he's being insensitive.
yeah, because Chris does it every show. every single show, he makes it a point to find something that I've said is wrong, even though in context
We
it's
got a
not.
deep dive though, because he was like saying that. What did he say? There was like a bunch of research. Oh yeah. There was a bunch of research that it's not how we evolved to be monogamous. Basically, I'm paraphrasing
it's
there.
not.
And we'll naturally go back to that after we realize how flawed the system of the nuclear family is. So I don't necessarily agree with that because I've actually listened to a bunch of podcasts on. It was Joe Rogan has a lot of guys on.
Yeah,
and I've
he does.
read a little bit of other stuff that kind of suggests that that's not the case. So maybe that's something we could talk about. We probably
Sure.
won't, but
No, we could definitely get into it. I'm all about that to figure it out.
I mean, there's
anyways.
other animals that are monogamous. It's not just like we're
because
the only
whatever.
animal.
But
Dogs.
honestly, whatever we figure out from that conversation will probably be fact.
Well, for sure.
100% true. Like that's what will happen.
So we
boy.
can definitely use the
Really
word.
going on the rabbit hole here.
We can
Right,
use
dude?
the word whore, right? Because it was used in a video game.
That's true. It was a ride. Wasn't it
And a ride in a Disney ride.
Yeah,
It's
Disney.
got to be okay.
Well, I don't know that they used the word, but they definitely did in,
No, I'm
in
sure.
the Old West.
They did use it then.
They used to
In
kill
the
them.
Old West.
They do in the Deadwood movie. So,
That's true.
That was a really
and that's
good movie.
fact.
did you watch it?
Yes, I did. I was kind
Oh,
of.
you saw the movie?
Yeah.
We should have. You.
We had
asked
a
you
what
what
you're
you were
watching
watching.
section,
Well, I watched it. I'm not watching it currently.
right?
No,
That's-
I mean you.
I'm sorry. It slipped my mind, Jerry. Jesus Christ.
I know. I know you're not watching the movie
No,
right now.
I was actually. You know what? I was disappointed.
I watched half of it, and I haven't had the inkling. I fell asleep, and I haven't really been biting to go back and finish it.
My problem is I forget about it.
Yeah,
As soon as we leave here, I forget.
there's too much to watch. No, Stranger Things just came out, so that's my life. That's my life, guys.
Oh, that's
It
what I'm
was
going to
like-
watch
it was like,
tomorrow.
It was. I was like,
More.
That's the end.
The first
That's
two
all you
are-
got.
Good. Well, actually, I started the third episode, and I'm actually like 40 minutes into it. But my
He's gonna
family,
sneeze.
I
He's gonna sneeze.
I almost did, and I stopped.
Oh,
But then my family came home,
Oh, they ruin everything.
and I couldn't watch anything.
God, why we get married?
I know.
I was so
No,
in love
I'm
with cocaine until
Happily,
that
I'm happily married in a nuclear
Nuclear family.
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
Even though that's not
God.
apparently the way it was meant to be.
God, why would you?
I don't
wanna
know.
Limit
I
yourself
don't make the
to
rules.
one woman when you have multiple.
Yeah.
I got married super early.
The
too,
Mormons
and-
got it right.
Did they?
Don't you think it's weird?
I don't know.
This is a side
What's-
note.
what
I
did
heard somebody
Mormons
bring this.
do?
Well, the polygamy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, multiple wives.
So don't you think it's weird that that was they made polygamy illegal, right? So like a bunch of Mormons moved down to Mexico. That's why there's a bunch of like
When did they make that illegal?
like a long time ago,
Oh, I thought that was like a thing in Utah.
like
though.
hundreds of years ago.
That's why they went to Utah. Was 100.
Yeah, and then they made it illegal there. They made it illegal federally, and then a bunch of
Oh.
Mormons went down to Mexico. They have these whole Mormon cities in Mexico.
I didn't know this.
They have because the guy was talking about it on the drug episode because they have their own walls and their own military
Yes.
to protect these Mormon villages.
I do
Well, they went
remember
down
that.
there to do so they could practice polygamy, whatever. And beside the point. Then I thought it was weird though. I'm like, okay, it's perfectly fine for a guy to have 20 girlfriends if he's not married to any of them.
Yeah.
No, that's not illegal, right? But as soon as you sign a piece of paper, it's illegal. The federal
Yeah.
government says it's illegal. Why? That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
It makes no sense.
I've never thought of that.
You could
but-
just be married
when
one
you get
woman.
married, when you get married, it is a partnership with another person. It is a legal binding partnership,
according
with
to
another
the
person.
government.
According to the government.
Well,
Okay.
and you're making it official with the government.
But it's
With the
illegal to be married to more than one person at the same time.
that's
Yes.
It's illegal to file the same piece of paper for more than one person.
Correct. That's all it is.
Okay.
That's so you can file one piece of paper and say I'm married to this person.
So you have to go back to the.
You can't do that for 7 of them.
He's correct. It has to go back with the whole separation of church and state, to where you are only allowed.
If that was the case, then they would be allowed to do it.
No, they are allowed
in their church. They would be allowed to do it.
Because when you marry someone, you're saying that you two are a union, you are a partnership.
Okay.
So that's the whole gist of it. The government does not recognize having more than one partnership with another female or another male. It's screwed up. I'm not saying it's correct.
But you can marry one and then have 20 sister wives that you're not necessarily married to on paper. Perfectly legal.
And that's probably where they get away with it.
Probably.
Because maybe in the church they're married, but federally they're not.
Correct.
Well,
because I know
I think a lot of those laws were also put into place because there was a little bit of people not liking Mormons. So like, how do we get rid of these Mormons?
That I don't know. I don't know.
Is
that a thing?
They passed a lot of laws to get rid of a lot of things.
Yeah, they pass laws all the time to get rid of.
Look at hemp and marijuana. I mean, we talked. You guys talked about that on your one episode, the hellacious weed problem, or
no, aggressive weed plan.
Come on. I'm sorry.
Hellacious weed problem. That's a good one, though.
That was a good one. Write that down. Write that down real quick.
Let me see that book again.
Hellacious weed problem. I like that.
Because there's a picture in here that we used.
I know.
For that. And I smiled when I saw it.
It's a phenomenal picture.
Oh, it's a great picture.
It's so good. If you guys haven't seen the aggressive weed plan,
it's on 104.
Page 104 of the #1 volume of Swamp Thing.
The Sleep of Reason.
The Saga of Swamp Thing.
Anyway, cool.
Yeah. So,
we probably don't have time to do what's in the box.
We don't.
We'll save it for next time.
That's all we got for this episode. Dude, thanks for joining us again.
On his final episode.
His final episode of all time.
Yep.
Thanks, guys, for having me.
Which, the last time was your final episode. We reconstructed the contract and let you come in for one other time. But our lawyers are saying, hang on. Yeah, they're saying you're done. So.
Well, you have to go over there to our producer, Michael Sheedy.
Michael Sheedy.
And you will have to negotiate with him to negotiate with our lawyers if you want to reappear. So that is 100% in the hands of Michael Sheedy right now.
Sorry. All right.
I'm worried right now.
So thanks for joining us for the last time.
Well, thanks for having me for the last time.
For Snarf Talk.
I'm Jerry.
I'm Andy.
Chris.
You're Dude.
Come on.
Dude. Sorry.
Doesn't even know his own name.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Short people got no reason. Short people got no reason. Short people got no reason to live.
They got little hands and little eyes. They walk around telling great big lies. And they got little noses and little teeth. They wear platform shoes on the nasty little feet. Well, I don't know.
Why do I know short people? I don't want no short people around. Don't want no short people around here. Short people are just the same as you and I.
A fool such as you.
All men are brothers until the day they die.
It's a wonderful world. Short people got nobody short people got. Nobody short people got. Nobody to love.
They got little baby legs and they stand so low. You gotta pick 'em up just to say hello. They got little cars that go beep, beep, beep. They got little voices going peep, peep, peep. They got grubby little fingers and dirty little minds. They're gonna get you every time. Well, I don't want no short people. I don't want no short people. I don't want no short people around here.